We are live inside Labatt Memorial Park here in downtown London. It's the Inter-County Baseball League Finals here on MajorsTV. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the London Majors, the rematch. Noah Smith, Dylan Baker up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth. Dylan, and the London Majors have found themselves back in the Inter-County Baseball League's Finals for the second straight season.
It is the second straight season that these London Majors find themselves in the finals, and second straight season, as you mentioned, against the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's the rematch from last year. These two teams built a little bit differently than the teams that we saw last season. Of course, most of the core guys are back for both sides, but a lot of the supporting cast and some of these stars on both teams are new, and they have not played in this environment before, but these are two teams who have lots of experience in the Inter-County Baseball League on both sides, and I'm really looking forward to this series.
Yeah, Dylan, it's really an interesting matchup because we look back to, well, just 12 months ago when we were sitting in these seats calling these two teams in the IBL Finals. But, of course, as you mentioned there, a lot of the guys on these teams, there's a fair amount of turnover between these ball clubs, yet both of these teams have found themselves back in the spot they want to be on in September in the Inter-County Baseball League, and now they've got 7 games to duel this one out. If you thought last year was exciting, man, I can't wait to see how this goes over the next week and a bit.
Absolutely. That just speaks to the roster construction for both of these teams. The Majors lost guys like Hayden Jaco, Humberto Ruiz, Carlos Arteaga in the offseason, but Roop Chandradat was still able to put a team on the field that can make it to the Inter-County Baseball League Finals, that can win the pennant in the regular season. And on the other side, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they've had a tumultuous year, but once again, they find themselves in this finals series. They've got a lot of the core guys on offense: Marcus Connect, John Salazzo, Justin Mara, Jordan Castaldo, to name a few, and then new guys like Jose Vinicio. And on the pitching staff, Angel Castro is getting the start tonight. They've done a really good job of finding the import players to complement the pieces they had, and really they've found some stars as well.
Yeah, Dylan, these two teams constructed very well, and looking forward to what will be a fantastic series. There was a little bit of conversation last year, as a COVID-shortened season. The IBL wanted to make sure the playoffs didn't go too far into October. They went with the best of 5. No excuses this year. They're going to play. They got to win 4. It's going to be a good series. It goes back and forth. You look back to last season, and we don't want to try and compare the 2 years as much as we are going to, but last year, the home team won every single ball game between these two clubs. It's been a little bit different so far this year. The Majors took 5 out of the 6 games in the regular season. But, Dylan, this Toronto Maple Leafs club is a team that really has turned it on in the last month or so.
They absolutely have. No, if you look at the Maple Leafs results over the last month, they've been pretty much dominant. A few losses here and there, and one of those came to the London Majors in the final game of the regular season before the pennant tiebreaker. Toronto is a very, very good ball club. And like you mentioned, last year, the Majors and Leafs played 5 games in the regular season, and the home team won each of them. And then in the playoffs, once again, 5 games in the finals. Home team won every single game in that series, which of course benefited the Majors because they had home field advantage. These are 2 very, very good ball clubs and 2 teams that really are built for their home ballparks. The Majors for Labatt Park are a little bit more spacious. You can afford a few more fly balls. And then for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are built to tear the cover off the baseball at Christie Pitts.
Game 1 of the Inter-County Baseball League Finals. First pitch about to fly in about 10 minutes' time. We got 2 star-studded lineups here. 2 lineups filled with All-Stars, Dylan. And this morning, the Inter-County Baseball League announced that the broadcasters' All-Star votes came through, and lots of those guys on either side here. We're going to go ahead and check out the video that the Inter-County Baseball League posted today regarding the first and second team All-Stars.
From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jordan Castaldo. From the London Majors, Jacob Newton. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jonathan Salazzo. From the Guelph Royals, Malik Cullymore. On the Welland Jackfish, James Smybert. From the Guelph Royals, Dalton Pompey. From the Welland Jackfish, Justin Gideon. From the London Majors, Starling Joseph. From the London Majors, Robert Mullen. From the Guelph Royals, Claudio Custodio. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Zach Sloan. From the London Majors, Cleveland Brownlee. From the Welland Jackfish, Brian Essery. From the Kitchener Panthers, Liam Wilson. From the Barrie Bay Cats, Owen Jansen. From the London Majors, Keith Candell. From the Kitchener Panthers, Blake Jacklin. From the Barrie Bay Cats, Noel McGarry Doyle. From the Welland Jackfish, Gio Morello. From the Kitchener Panthers, Andy Leader. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Justin Mara. From the London Majors, Jose Arias. From the Welland Jackfish, Chris Boato. From the Welland Jackfish, Matt Hilderbrand. From the Guelph Royals, Dino Ramel.
Back inside Labatt Memorial Park there, we got to check out the Intercounty Baseball League's first and second team All-Stars as voted by Dylan. Folks like us, the broadcasters for each of the 8 Intercounty Baseball League teams, putting together that list. The IBL is going to come out with the official list as well later on this week, but we got to see 6 London Majors, 4 Toronto Maple Leafs. So a lot of All-Stars in this IBL Finals, and we'll get to see them on the field tonight.
Yeah, 10 of the players listed, and this is a very small list as well. 10 of these players are in this series. 6 for the Majors, 4 for the Maple Leafs. There are very talented players on both sides of the token in this IBL Finals series, and it's going to be a great one, I think.
Yeah, I think we're really in for what is going to be, I don't want to call it necessarily a repeat of last year's where teams go every other game in terms of wins, but this is the series that, you look at, Dylan, and has the opportunity to go 6, to go 7. This is the series that has the chance to go deep, and don't be surprised if you see it here. They're going to go back and forth. Leafs are going to play well at home. They are. The Majors are going to play well here at Labatt Park. This is a series that could go right down to it, right down to the wire, and we get all underway tonight here. Game 1 at Labatt Park on this gorgeous Tuesday night here in September.
Absolutely. This series is between 2 teams that are very close, and a lot closer than the regular season records may suggest. These 2 sides are very very much together in the sense that they can hit the cover off the baseball. They've got some very good pitchers. Jose Arias, Owen Boone going to be at the front of the majors rotation in this series. You know Angel Castro is going to be right up there for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's getting the start once again. Dustin Richardson's going to play a factor, and Franklin Hernandez out of the bullpen for the Maple Leafs is going to contribute to this Maple Leafs ball club. They are so even in so many different ways that there is a very good chance this series goes pretty deep.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs coming into this IBL Finals looking to make a statement after last year's IBL Finals. The Majors looking to win back-to-back championships here. Dylan, let's go ahead and let's get into today's ball game. And we'll start things off here with the starting lineups. First for the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs, brought to you by EatHealthyEats.ca. Jose Vinicio will lead things off. Jordan Castaldo right behind him. Justin Morrow and Marcus Connect. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a big 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Leafs. They're gonna have to be on their game against Owen Boone tonight if they want to try and come away with this Game 1 victory.
Well, this Maple Leafs ball club is hitting well over 300 in the IBL playoffs, and that starts right at the top with Jose Vinicio, who's batting an even 400 through the first 2 rounds. He's been such a great catalyst for these Maple Leafs in the Intercounty Baseball League postseason. He's going to look to keep that up in the finals. Jordan Castaldo's bat is one you can never sneeze at. He's the next IBL Triple Crown winner, can always hit. And then Justin Marr, the catcher, was third, I believe, in the Intercounty Baseball League in home runs this season, just behind Cleveland Brownlee and Justin Gideon. Certainly a very talented bat. Marcus Connect, former pro, who played a lot of time with the Toronto Blue Jays, is back in this Maple Leafs lineup. Toronto Blue Jays organization, I should say, is back in this Maple Leafs lineup. You know he's going to hit very well. And John Salazzo, who was on that All-Star team, bats 5th at third base, pardon me. Connor Lewis, Dan Mara, Damon Toppoli is the designated hitter batting 8th, and Greg Carrington rounds things out in left field.
Toronto Maple Leafs 4th place finishers in the IBL regular season. A couple of big wins for them, including the win over the Welland Jackfish in the IBL semifinals, have them a trip to the IBL Finals for the 2nd straight season. And the London Majors, who are getting announced out to the field now, also back for a 2nd straight season here in the Intercounty Baseball League Finals. The crowd, although sparsely filling in so far here on this chilly Tuesday night, in for a treat in Game 1.
Yeah, we weren't really too sure what we were going to get here in terms of crowd for the first game. It's a Tuesday, so a lot of people have things going on. A lot of people have work, have school tomorrow, so perhaps not the turnout in terms of young kids that we may be used to seeing, but still a pretty good crowd on hand, all things considered, in Game 1 of the IBL Finals.
Owen Boone announced out here. The final London Major announced out to the field in front of the home crowd here in London. A chilly Tuesday evening here in September. And Dylan, with that, we will quickly take things down to field level for a brief moment of silence, followed by the national anthems. Now to the on-field announcer with Eric Collins.
Players, staff, and fans offer their sincere condolences in this difficult time. The Toronto Maple Leafs and London Majors and their fans also join the world in mourning the death of Her Highness Queen Elizabeth II. We ask everyone to please remain standing and observe a moment of silence. While doing so, we invite you to take this time to reflect on life and legacy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing to introduce tonight's anthem singer.
A brief moment of silence, as mentioned there, for Peter Topley of the Toronto Maple Leafs, passed away earlier this week, as well as Queen Elizabeth II. With that, we're going to go ahead and head to break here. First pitch in the Intercounty Baseball League Finals is on tap here on MajorsTV.
Do you know where your food comes from? Like where it really comes from? It comes from farms, farmers, and their families. At Healthy Eats, we believe if we wouldn't serve it to our families, we wouldn't serve it to yours. From farm to folks, we do things the way they're meant to be.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic. Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts. Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home. Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and athletes. Whether it's the London Knights, Nationals, or Lightning, or even your London Majors, Game Day London has you covered. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com. Game Day London, a proud sponsor of your London Majors.
My name's Tiffany Creasy, and I take care of the sales and marketing at Rickard Promotions and Recognition. Some of the things that we do at Rickard Promotions and Recognition is we bring your brand to life. We kind of put your logo on anything that you can give away or brand, and we can service clients right across Canada. At Rickard Promotions and Recognition, we can take care of your designing of your logo, for any artwork that you need done, for the branding. And a lot of people don't realize we can do that here. We also have our in-house production that we take care of your order from start to finish right here at our one location. So with keeping everything in-house, from graphic design to in-house production, we're able to get you your order a lot quicker with a faster turnaround time. We'll help gather your ideas together, give you some options to kind of narrow down the search for you, whether it be from your apparel to promotional products. And from there, we'll get your mock-ups done, proofs done, order done, and the quality control is right there all along the way for you.
So tell me where it hides. I know I've got some lightning currents running through me. I found that silver lining on the inside of me.
We are back here for Game 1 of the Inter-County Baseball League Finals at Labatt Memorial Park here in downtown London. A picturesque Tuesday night here in the city, and we're ready for a good one here. Noah Smith, Dylan Baker in the Game Day London broadcast booth. Dylan, let's check out the starting pitchers here. It's Owen Boone on the mound for the London Majors.
Owen Boone takes the hill for the Majors. He's got a 1-0 record in the postseason, a 0 earned run average, 6.4 strikeouts per 9, 2.57 walks per 9. That strikeouts per 9 number a little bit lower than what we're used to seeing from the Majors right-hander, but he's been able to get outs in other ways via the ground ball, via the fly ball so far in the first two rounds of the playoffs. On the other side is Angel Castro for the Toronto Maple Leafs with the record of 2-0 in the playoffs. The ERA a little bit elevated at 6.87, but that could just be the Christy Pitts factor for him. 14.4 strikeouts per 9. He's going to strike out a ton of batters, as evidenced by that number right there. 2.98 walks, but I walk around 3 guys per 9 innings, and we may see a little bit of erratic control from Castro here and there, but for the most part, he's going to be locked in. He's going to punch a lot of guys out, and typically when he's on the bump, the Leafs have success.
So Owen Boone ready to go here in Game 1 of the Inter-County Baseball League Finals here in 2022. And with that, we get set to get underway here in London. Jose Vinicio will come to the plate, steps into that left-hand batter's box, and greets Robert Mullen. Owen Boone settles himself on the mound here, and with that, gets us ready to get underway here in the Forest City. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's going to be called a strike on the inside edge. And Owen Boone gets ahead 0-1.
Boone gets Vinicio to back out a little bit from that one. A fastball on the inside part of the plate just catches the strike zone, and he's quickly ahead of the Leafs leadoff man.
Boone ready again. Vinicio squares around but pulls back as that one misses just out of the bottom of the zone. Count will even up now.
Jose Vinicio, guy who does have lots of speed in that leadoff spot, a talented on-base guy, has a high average and 6 stolen bases so far in the playoffs to go along with 27 in the regular season.
Boone, the delivery to the plate is going to be fouled back into the screen. And he'll quickly get ahead here of Vinicio, the leadoff man. A ball and 2 strikes. Boone, as we touched on there in the starting pitcher graphic, Dylan, hasn't had a whole lot of action so far in the playoffs. But a big start for him here on this Tuesday night in Game 1. It's a 1-2 count. Pitch to the plate, and that one is fouled off back by Vinicio. And the count stays where it is.
And no, if I'm not mistaken, only one outing. Didn't pitch in the Brantford series, but did pitch in the Hamilton series for the London Majors. And in that contest, he wasn't striking guys out at the same clip that we're used to, but he was able to pitch out of some jams here and there and getting outs for the Majors.
Looking for a big first out here to begin this ball game. Sign from Mullen, delivery from Boone, and Vinicio once again spoils at the plate, and the count will stay at 1-2. Vinicio, one of those guys at the top of the order who finds any way he can to get on base, will spoil the at-bat, see as many pitches as he can against the starter, your prototypical leadoff man. He's in a 1-2 hole here against the major starter, Owen Boone. Here's the pitch to the plate, off the plate, and the count evens up at 2-2.
You mentioned he sees a lot of pitches, Jose Vinicio. That's now 6 in this trip to the plate, including 3 after 2 strikes. He fouled 2 pitches off once Boone got 2 strikes on him and took that one right there for ball 2. So Vinicio does a great job of working the count, allowing the guys after him to see what Boone's featuring.
2-2 delivery here from Boone. And just inside. Missing to Vinicio and moving the count to full here on the Leafs leadoff man.
A very similar pitch to the one that we saw that started this ball game off that was inside on Jose Vinicio. That one perhaps a little bit higher, which is I think why Owen Boone didn't get the call.
Vinicio trying to find his way on to lead off the ball game. Boone looking for a big first down, and here's the 3-2 delivery to the plate, and it swung on and missed. Strikeout for Owen Boone to begin the ball game. There's one gone.
Great fastball right there from Owen Boone. He put it in a perfect spot. Just off the outside corner, Jose Vinicio was going after it. He was hoping to get a piece of that pitch, maybe drive it the other way, slap it down the third baseline, but it's just out of his reach, and with the velocity that Boone's got, that makes that pitch unhittable, and Vinicio came up empty on the swing. A big first out for the Majors right-hander.
Vinicio made him work, though, to begin the ball game. About as productive of a strikeout that you can have. 8 pitches thrown in that first at-bat. Pitch to the plate is going to miss here, and Boone falls behind 1-0 to Jordan Castaldo. Castaldo awaits sitting at the back of the batter's box on the left side. Takes a cut at that 1-0 pitch, but he'll foul it off over top of the Majors bullpen and out of play.
Almost a great catch down the left field line, but no success on that one. Taylor Wright gave chase, but gave it a look into the crowd. He realized he was not going to make that play. Jordan Castaldo in the regular season missed 12 games. He was dealing with a bit of an injury at a certain point during the year, but still hit .343 on the season. That speaks to how talented Jordan Castaldo is for the Toronto Maple Leafs in that batter's box. 6 home runs in the regular season.
Of course, anyone who's been around the league for a few years knows about his bat. And he'll take a cut at this one, drives it out to left center field. Chasing back is Wilkie to the warning track. Oh, and he comes up with it. What a catch by Wilkie out in left center, and there's 2 gone.
That's a great play by Austin Wilkie out in left center field for the Majors. And one of the things that you'll notice in watching Wilkie play Castaldo, especially defensively, is he plays him very, very deep. He plays a deep center field to begin with, but against Jordan Castaldo, he takes a few extra steps back, and that's what allowed him to get to that baseball in time. He was able to track it down, race to the warning track, leap up around the Railway City sign, and make the grab on that play.
So 2 gone here. In the top of the first inning, a beautiful defensive play out in center by Wilkie for the second out. Now Boone will deliver the first pitch for a strike to Justin Mara, and it's 0-1. Crowd still filling in here, and a vocal crowd at that tonight. As Mara fouls one back into the screen and out of play. And now he's in an 0-2 hole.
Not an overly big crowd here at Labatt Park tonight, but the fans that are in attendance, they are loud. They are making their presence felt up to this point. And I wonder if that same group that we saw last series is back here for this one.
Owen Boone's got a stranglehold on the count here against Mara. 0-2. Here's the pitch to the plate. This one hit out into shallow left field. Reichstein, a couple of steps in, then over to his right. Has a little bit of trouble with it, but holds on for the catch. And out number 3 in the inning. So the Majors get out of it. It's a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first for Owen Boone. Special in thanks to the play out in center field by Austin Wilkie.
Yeah, that was a great play by Austin Wilkie, the Majors center fielder. We get a look at the replay right now. Wilkie chasing after it in the gap, times his jump perfectly, lays into the Railway City side, and makes the grab for a huge second out in that inning. If Jordan Castaldo gets that past Austin Wilkie, he is standing in scoring position, and then you've got the heart of the order coming up with a runner at second base. That's a pivotal out, a great play by Austin Wilkie in center field, and part of the reason that Boone was able to go 1-2-3 in that inning.
So the Majors through the top of the first scoreless, and now we'll head to the bats, looking to try and get the first run across the board here in this ball game. With that, we'll check out the starting lineups for the London Majors here in Game 1, brought to you by EatHealthyEats.ca. Fairly similar to what we've been seeing throughout the postseason, Dylan. It's Newton and Wright to begin the lineup here for the Majors.
Absolutely, and even through the later part of the regular season as well. Jacob Newton leads things off at second base. Taylor Wright bats second. He's at third. Cleveland Brownlee, the designated hitter, batting in that 3 spot. Robert Mullen cleans up. He's the catcher. Byron Reichstein, Starling Joseph flip-flop a little bit. Byron batting 5th, playing left field. Starling batting 6th in right field. Austin Wilkie, Dan Perrier, Keith Candela, very similar, 7, 8, 9 to what we've seen all throughout the playoffs, and they'll be looking to create some offense against Angel Castro and the Maple Leafs.
So that is the starting lineup here that will face Angel Castro, as you mentioned there, Dylan, in Game 1. Leafs down in order, but not what I would call quietly in the top of the first. Some defensive plays for the Majors to get them back on the bats here in the bottom half of inning number 1 and looking to take the early lead in this ball game.
Absolutely. A great job by Jose Vinicio to lead off the ball game with that 8-pitch at-bat. Though he did strike out against Owen Boone, he saw 8 pitches, and that's exactly what you need out of your leadoff hitter. And then Jordan Castaldo hit the baseball very hard into left center field, but Austin Wilkie able to track that ball down before it could hit the fence. And Byron Reichstein had a little bit of trouble with the fly ball to left, but he was able to corral it and get the third out. So yes, the Leafs go 1-2-3, but like you mentioned, not an easy 1-2-3 for Owen Boone.
So we get ready here as Jacob Newton takes his swings in the on-deck circle here for the bottom half of inning number 1. Of course, playing a little bit of September baseball here, Dylan. We are into the bottom half of the first inning, and clouds to help a little bit, but already the darkness setting upon us here at Labatt Park as the sun has set about 4 minutes ago, so I've been told.
Noticed that the sun was setting in our pregame show. I took a quick peek over to our monitor, and I looked up as well, and I saw that it was a pink sky out there, which is a lot earlier than what we saw earlier in the summer, but that's what happens in fall, and it's beautiful fall weather for a ball game.
A lot of hoodies in the seats I see as well, so a lot of the fans in attendance playing a little bit better than you did tonight?
Yes. Yeah, no, I told you that in confidence, man. I forgot my sweater at home today.
Well, I'm calling you out.
Hopefully it doesn't cool off too much.
First pitch was about 20 degrees Celsius. Going to probably drop down to about 13 by the time the night is over, but that one is taken for a strike, and we're underway here in the bottom of the first. Jacob Newton at the plate. Castro ready on the mound. The big righty delivers, and Newton with a healthy cut at that 0-1 pitch, and now he's in an 0-2 hole.
Newton, an aggressive guy in that leadoff spot. He's always looking to get a big hit and kind of set the tone for the offense.
Castro working quick. That one slapped down the line, but foul. Need another 1.5 to 2 feet over to the right to keep that one in play.
Angel Castro, a very fast worker out there on the mound. That was evidenced by that last pitch. Got it right back, got the sign, and immediately into the windup.
Not wasting any time here attacking Jacob Newton to begin the ball game. He's going to slap this one on the ground to second base. High chopper, got to be quick over to one. And Mara gets it over to Castaldo in time to retire Newton here for the first out in the inning.
Good play over there at second base by Dan Mara. He didn't try to make too much happen on that play. He waited back for the big hop and used his good hands that he's got to quickly transfer it and fire a strike over to Jordan Castaldo at first and record the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
So that'll bring up Taylor Wright here. Batting with one gone in the bottom of the first inning. He'll look to try and get something started here for this London Majors team on offense. Castro ready and into the windup on the mound. First pitch is going to be inside, low as well as it's picked out of the dirt. And it's 1-0.
Quite a bit of movement on that last pitch from Angel Castro. Goes inside and low on Taylor Wright. Skips in there in front of Justin Morrow.
The 1-0 delivery fouled off by Wright. Was out in front of that off-speed pitch. Count now goes to 1-1.
Now Taylor Wright well out in front of that pitch from Angel Castro. Could not quite wait back, sit back on that curveball and see if he could drive it somewhere. He just foul-tipped it towards the first base dugout.
And that one's ripped out into the right center field gap. Over to cut it off is Connect, but looking for two. Right away is Wright, and the throw's not going to be in time to get him. A one-out double for Taylor Wright has the Majors in business here in the bottom of the first.
Taylor Wright with a bit of a risky move going to second base on that last base hit, but it pays off for him. And I thought if the ball got to the wall, he had a for sure double. But Marcus Connect in right field did a good job getting over to cut that baseball off, and that gave him a real shot at nailing Taylor Wright at second base. But he's able to get in there safely, and the Majors have a one-out runner in scoring position.
Leafs were playing Taylor Wright deep there. They know the power that he has. 2 home runs, 4 doubles in the playoffs so far, Dylan. And I think that goes and it helps them right away by cutting off that ball into the right center field gap. Unfortunately, Taylor Wright slides into second base safely here. Now the Majors with a runner in scoring position. Cleveland Brownlee at the plate. First pitch, hit on the ground, not hard. Third base, Salazzo, the throw across the diamond in time. So quick work of Cleveland Brownlee, and there's 2 gone.
Cleveland didn't hit that baseball overly hard towards third base. A relatively easy play for John Salazzo. Taylor Wright had to go back to the second base bag in case Salazzo tried to chase him back. So Salazzo goes across the diamond, gets the second out.
So Robert Mullen will come to the plate now in an RBI spot here in the bottom of the first inning. 8 playoff games. He's driven in just 3 runs for the Majors despite hitting .444 in the postseason. One of those runs, of course, a big one in the pennant clinching game. And now he'll drive one in the air out to left field. Underneath it, Carrington. And he's got it for the final out. So the Majors will strand a base runner here in the first. A one-out double by Taylor Wright. Can't bring him across, and we have a scoreless ball game through 1 here in London. You're watching Game 1 of the Intercounty Baseball League Finals on MajorsTV.
Do you know where your food comes from? Like where it really comes from? It comes from farms, farmers, and their families. At Healthy Eats, we believe if we wouldn't serve it to our families, we wouldn't serve it to yours. From farm to folks, we do things the way they're meant to be.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts. Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home. Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and athletes. Whether it's the London Knights, Nationals, or Lightning, or even your London Majors, Game Day London has you covered. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com. Game Day London, a proud sponsor of your London. Beautiful night here in the Forest City as the darkness falls upon us here in Game 1 of the Intercounty Baseball League Finals. A scoreless first frame in the books as we head to the top half of inning number 2.
It was a good first inning for Owen Boone on the mound with a little bit of help from his defense and Austin Wilkie making a great play in the left center field gap. Byron Reichstein somehow keeping track of that baseball in left field, falling over to make the grab. And Boone helped himself out with the strikeout of Jose Vinicio to lead off that inning. So a good top of the first for Owen Boone. And then Taylor Wright ripped a double in the bottom half, but the Majors just weren't able to cash. A ground out for Cleveland Brownlee and a flyout for Robert Mullen rounded things out in that first inning. So the Majors and Leafs both going to be looking to get some more offense going here as we get the second started.
So ready to go here, top half of the second inning. Owen Boone at a 1-2-3, top half of the first. And now settles himself in on the mound to get ready to work in the second. And here is the first pitch delivery from Boone in the inning. It's on the outside edge, called a strike. And he'll get ahead 0-1. Mullen and Boone here trying to get on the same page. Ready with the sign and the delivery. Once again, working the outside portion of the plate. But the count works to 1-1 here to Marcus Connect.
You don't want to give Marcus Connect a baseball that he can turn on. So the game plan clearly early, at least in this at-bat, is to pitch him on the outside corner. That second pitch just a little too far off.
1-1 comes to the same spot. They'll appeal down, I believe. Or no, was that called a strike at the plate? It was 1-2.
Yeah, the home plate umpire felt he saw enough for Marcus Connect right there to call him for the swing. Very good breaking ball from Owen Boone after pounding two fastballs in the outside corner. Goes to the curve and gets the chase.
So Boone ahead in the count here, a ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff man here in the top half of the second inning. Leg kick from the righty, off speed, and no, he didn't go around. Connect was able to hold up on a pitch that missed just off the plate.
Man, that is a very, very close call for the first base umpire. Marcus Connect, according to the man over at first base, did not swing at that last pitch. It was a very good breaking ball from Owen Boone. Nearly got the bite he was looking for, but could not quite get the swing from Marcus Connect.
Still a 2-strike count here, but now at 2-2. Mullen moves to set up inside, and they bring the fastball at Connect. And he's down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Great job by Owen Boone and Robert Mullen in that at-bat, mixing their pitches. You never knew what was going to be coming. After he pounded him with 2 fastballs in the outside corner, he throws him a curveball, and then he follows it up with another one, which was ball 2, but then he goes the fastball up high. Boone had him on his toes in that last at-bat, never made him feel comfortable. I had no idea what to expect up here in the broadcast booth, and Boone able to get the strikeout.
So 1 gone here for Owen Boone in the second. His first pitch of the at-bat to Salazzo will miss upstairs, and it's 1-0. Salazzo awaits the 1-0 delivery here. Left side of the plate. The fastball comes at him, but it's going to fall out the bottom of the zone and miss to put the count at 2-0.
Good pitch there from Owen Boone, just did miss on John Salazzo, a very tall guy, so that strike zone is a little bit higher than what Boone may be used to, and right there, that pitch just did miss.
Boone behind in the count, but ready to work here. Comes to the plate and just missing at the bottom of the zone again. 3 balls and no strikes.
Reaction there from Robert Mullen behind the plate. He was upset that was not called a strike on John Salazzo. It was a very close pitch, and the home plate umpire thought it might have missed a little bit.
So Boone going to have to come back from way behind in the count. He's got a good start as he moves it to 3-1 on that fastball.
John Salazzo had no intention to swing at that last pitch. He was taking all the way in case that was going to be ball 4, and Boone did a good job pounding the zone with the fastball.
3-1 delivery now. This one ripped foul towards the Leafs dugout. And from 3-0, Boone has worked it back to a full count now.
Good fastball there from Owen Boone. He ran it inside on John Salazzo. Some late movement on that to get on the inside part of the plate, and Salazzo just chops it foul. And Boone, like you mentioned, has done a good job working this count back to full.
Good work to move it back to a full count now, but he's got to look for that put-away pitch. Here on Salazzo on 3-2. The righty delivers, and it's a swing and a miss. Strikeouts for Owen Boone here to begin the second. There's 2 gone.
Owen Boone is locked in right now for the Majors out there on the mound. He fell behind 3-0 on John Salazzo, but worked all the way back in the count to set him down on strikes. Swinging, it is his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. 3 of them on the fastball, all 3 swinging. It's been a great showing so far for Owen Boone.
He'll look to continue on here and try to find that final out here in the top of the second inning. The first pitch delivery to Lewis. He starts him off with a breaking ball, and it's called a strike. He'll get ahead of this one, and it's 0-1. Mullen setting up outside edge. Here's the pitch from Boone. Misses in, but he gets a swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 0-2.
Great fastball right there from Owen Boone. Got it up and in on Connor Lewis. It's a spot you feel you can turn on it and drive it, but Lewis came up empty on that swing, and now he's well behind in the count against the Majors righty.
So Boone up 0-2 here. Looking for out number 3, and he's got a foul ball at the plate there. Looked like it was fouled off into Mullen, then found its way out in front of the plate.
And Lewis
still 0-2.
Lewis just did get a piece of that last pitch, a good breaking ball that dove very quickly, but not quickly enough, didn't dive sharply enough, so Lewis able to get the end of the bat on it and foul it off.
Still 0-2 here on Lewis, 2 gone in the inning. Boone grabs his sign from Mullen here. And he goes into the windup. The pitch upstairs. They climb the ladder on him, but he doesn't offer, and it's 1-2.
And why not throw that fastball up there ahead? 0-2 in that count. It's worked a few times this inning, but right there Lewis just does not bite, so Boone will have to do it again.
Ready to work again here on 1-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside edge. Boone strikes out the side here in the second. And the Majors will head back to the bats in the bottom half of inning number 2.
Great pitch right there from Owen Boone. Finds the corner perfectly with a very, very good fastball that freezes Connor Lewis. Not sure if maybe he was sitting on a second straight breaking ball. Boone comes with the fastball and gets the strikeout. He strikes out the side in that second inning. 2 of them via a swing and 1 of them looking. Just a great, great frame for Owen Boone.
Owen Boone's got 4 strikeouts for the first 2 innings here in Game 1 of the IBL Finals. We thank you for tuning in and watching wherever you're tuned in from tonight. I know a lot of fans watching from around this glorious country and around the world as well here in Game 1 of the IBL Finals. Make sure you follow us, London Majors, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and, of course, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. always helps out the team up here in the broadcast booth, and of course everyone involved throughout the Majors organization.
Noah, we are approaching a milestone in terms of subscribers. We are nearing 1,000.
Feels like just the other day we were doing the double high five for, what was that, 900?
That was 900. Yeah, it came against. Didn't it come against the Cardinals? No, that was 800.
Might have been 800.
But
we're
900.
doing these little
high
five updates up in the booth. But
if we get to 1,000 tonight, we're gonna have to figure something out to give us as a prize, if you will, for reaching that mark, something to celebrate. But we're at 983 right now, so 984 as I refresh my page. So if you have not subscribed to the London Majors on YouTube, please do. It would make our nights.
It would make your night for sure. I know. Myself as well. The fans getting into the game here at the ballpark as we get set for the bottom half of inning number 2. Tickets still available, keep in mind, for Friday night's Game 3, second home game of this series, third game of the series here in the IBL Finals. You can get those on londonmajors.com. You're not going to want to miss that one. I know we were talking about it, Dylan, these Tuesday night games a little bit tough for some people to get to, but I don't want to hear those excuses on a Friday night at Labatt Memorial Park in the IBL Finals. Get your butt in the seats.
No, I will say this. It's a little bit tougher to get here on a Tuesday for a lot of people, but there is the one group of fans in the crowd that was here last Tuesday for Game 2 of the Majors and Cardinals series. They're right back here. They are loud. They are rowdy once again. Another Tuesday for Game 1 of the IBL Finals.
It's Byron Reichstein to the plate to lead us off here in the bottom half of the second inning. Here at Labatt Park in Game 1 of the IBL Finals. Anel Castro gave up a double in the bottom half of the first with one out, but was able to retire both Cleveland Brownlee and Robert Mullen fairly quickly to get himself out of the inning.
Yeah, Anel Castro did a very good job of settling right in and really zeroing in on the Majors batters that he had to face after he gave up that double to Taylor Wright. Got a quick ground out from Brownlee and a quick fly out from Mullen.
1-0 here to the bat of Byron Reichstein, his first in the ball game here in the second inning. Castro delivers, and it's ripped right back up the middle. A leadoff single for Reichstein to begin the second.
Great job by Byron Reichstein, staying on that pitch and going right with it, right back up the middle. He drove that baseball into center field. So the Majors, once again, through solid contact, have a runner on base. This time with nobody out, and we'll see what the bottom of the order can do with a runner on.
So Starling Joseph will come to the plate here. We talked about, Dylan, in the pregame show that this London Majors order fairly similar to what we've been seeing at least in the last month of the regular season and into the playoffs. Starling Joseph, Byron Reichstein flopping here in this Game 1 of the finals.
Yeah, quick little switch for the Majors with Joseph batting 6th and Byron batting 5th. We'll see what kind of impact that makes here in this contest.
Castro working from the stretch here in the second. Reichstein with the lead at first. First pitch to Starling Joseph. Looks like he was taking to C1, and it's 0-1. He's going to try and roll one if they can get a ground ball up the middle. And now a pickoff move. Reichstein is back in safely on the dive at first.
Byron Reichstein looked like he was maybe going to run on that first pitch, just the way he was kind of taking his lead and waiting for Castro to go to the plate. He seemed a little bit jittery, perhaps, and I think that's why Castro threw over.
Pitch inside, and that one's going to drill Joseph. Castro just trying to bring the fastball, got inside on Starling. And that'll put runners at first and second here with nobody out to begin the bottom half of the second inning.
Yeah, fastball that just got away from Angel Castro. No intent behind that one. Came up high and got Starling right up near the shoulder. So he's taking a second to shake that one off. Of course, Castro, very talented arm, used to play pro ball. He's got some good velocity for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that one is going to sting a little bit, and Joseph going to walk his way out to first base.
Rup Janardet was a step outside of the dugout just to make sure that his right fielder was okay to stay in the ball game. And it looks like he will be all good to go. So Austin Wilkie here to the plate. Leafs are going to try to protect against the bunt with nobody out in the inning. Called strike on the first pitch to Wilkie. 0-1. The Majors scramble back to their bases here.
Yeah, Wilkie just could not get a bunt down on that pitch. It was a good one right around the knees for Austin Wilkie, and he was not able to get the bunt down right there. The Maple Leafs infield was crashing, and Justin Mara faked a throw behind the runner at second base in case Byron was taking too big of a secondary there.
0-1 here on Wilkie. Corners playing in here. Castaldo well on the grass and continues to creep. And that one's going to be swung on and fouled off into the screen. And I'll move the count to 0-2 here. So we'll see Castaldo retreat back behind now Joseph at first base.
Yeah, Castaldo was way in, really expecting a bunt on that last pitch. Did not get one, and Wilkie kind of fouled it off in his direction. So dangerous at times with how far in he was.
Castro well ahead in the count here, 0-2. Goes upstairs and misses to Wilkie. So now the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Wilkie has shown throughout the course of this season and last that he can be a good 2-strike hitter. Going to have to come up with a good at-bat here. The Majors are in business to begin the inning. 1-2. Castro, swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Angel Castro, the first out of the inning.
That's a very good pitch from Angel Castro, riding the fastball up and in on Austin Wilkie, getting the swing and miss right there. Found a perfect spot to put that pitch just high enough to, or pardon me, just low enough to tempt Wilkie, but high enough so that he could not make any contact on that baseball. And if he did, it would not have been hit very hard. It would have been popped up into the air. So great pitch by Castro to get a huge first out with the Majors still pressing.
So Dan Perrier now at the plate. That one comes inside, and it hits Perrier. Second hit batter of the inning here for Angel Castro. Will load the bases with 1 out.
Yeah, that last pitch just did clip Dan Perrier. Did not get him square. Just kind of got part of his jersey, part of his arm as it flew by. But Perrier will take it. Bases loaded now for Keith Candell.
So Candell comes to the plate here with the bases loaded. And the Majors, Dylan, in a big spot early on here in the ball game.
Got to capitalize on this spot if you're the Majors. Even if you only get 1 run, you've got to get something with the bases loaded and 1 out, especially facing a guy like Castro.
Castro, first pitch, and he delivers it right down the heart of the plate to Keith Candell, and it's 0-1.
I think Candell wanted to see a pitch right there. I don't think he was going to swing at that one no matter where it was, and that was a very good fastball from Castro right in the zone.
Ahead in the count here, looking to try and get out of this jam. Fastball off the plate to Candell, good eye. Count moves to 1-1.
It's a very good and very difficult take for Keith Candell. That pitch just about an inch, maybe an inch and a half off the plate outside, and he's able to lay off.
Grabs his sign from Mara, delivers off the plate. Another good take by Candell. 2 balls and a strike here on the Majors shortstop.
Great movement on that pitch from Angel Castro. Dove away from Keith Candell. He thought about it for a moment, but was able to hold back on the swing and take ball 2.
Bases juiced here for the Majors in the second inning. Castro, the leg kick. Curveball to the plate, taken by Candell, and it's 2-2.
Angel Castro just threw 2 different curveballs, but they were enough to fool Keith Candell. The first one dove away from him and kind of started more over the middle and dove outside. The second one started closer in on Keith and dropped into the strike zone, but you see that first one, you're expecting the next one to do the exact same thing.
2-2. Fastball up in the zone. Tried to get him to chase at it. He doesn't. And now the count moves to full at 3-2.
Tried to get Castro tried to get Candell to swing the same way he got Austin Wilkie, but with no success.
Full count here for Castro on Candell. To the plate, and this one popped up foul territory. Castaldo over towards the Leafs dugout, and it'll land in the Leafs dugout, out of play. Another life for Keith Candell.
Looks like everybody in that Maple Leafs dugout is standing up, and it's a good thing that they are, because if they were sitting down, that foul ball was headed right towards them.
Those Labatt Park dugouts as well, Dylan. You get a foul ball in there, it just starts ricocheting around off the concrete.
True, yeah. Bounces everywhere.
It's like you're inside a pinball machine trying to dodge the baseball. Count still at 3-2 here for Angel Castro on Keith Candell. Here is the pitch from the righty, and it'll miss. A bases loaded walk will bring in the first run of this IBL Finals, and the Majors take a 1-0 lead.
Great patience at the plate by Keith Candell. Castro threw him some difficult pitches to take. A fastball just off the plate outside. A curveball that dove away from him, then fooled him by throwing that same pitch, but in the strike zone on the next offering. Candell laid off. He fought off a tough pitch, just did get it into foul territory out of the reach of Castaldo, and then was able to take ball 4 right there to load the bases.
So back to the top of this Majors order, and Jacob Newton. Bases still loaded here for the Majors in the bottom half of the second. One run across, and now Mara's going to come out and chat things over with Castro.
Yeah, this is likely more of a chat to kind of calm Castro down, get him locked in again. There's one out in the inning. A ball hit on the ground here. If you're quick enough, you may be able to turn a double play on Jacob Newton, but Newton's got wheels, so it's got to be a hard hit ground ball and a very good turn up the middle. You can probably count on one from Mara and Vinicio, but the talk for Justin Mara behind the plate is lock in. Take it one out at a time, get one, and then worry about the next one.
So Castro ready here as he will deliver the first pitch. This one's going to be drilled into that left center field gap in front of Carrington. In to score is Joseph. Perrier comes in to score. Candell up to third. And Jacob Newton has delivered. It's a 3-0 ball game.
Jacob Newton scorched that baseball into left center field, got over the head of Jose Vinicio, who leapt up trying to make that grab, gets down in front of Greg Carrington, the left fielder, and the Majors extend the lead. We talked in the first inning about how Jacob Newton is an aggressive batter when he's at the plate. Right there, takes the first pitch, knows that with Angel Castro out there on the mound, it's likely going to be the best pitch you get. Hits it into left field, plates 2 runs.
And now Taylor Wright to the plate. He doubled his first time around in this ball game just an inning ago. And he'll call time and step out here at the plate. Newton is at first. Candell is 90 feet away from scoring at third. The Leafs also a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. That's what Castro is going to look for on the hill. And this one into left field, base hit. Candell comes in to score. It's a 4-0 Majors lead on a single by Taylor Wright. He's 2 for 2.
Taylor Wright with a double and a single in this ball game. Now he ripped the double back in the first inning to the right center field gap. Marcus Connect did a good job of cutting it off. That single right there, not hit very hard. Jammed him. Might have broken the bat, not 100% sure. Might have taken a chip out of it, and he flared it over the third baseman, John Salazzo, and that is going to prompt Damon Toppoli to come out and talk to Angel Castro, try to get him to calm down, lock it back in right here, and get out of this inning. The force is on at any base.
4 runs on 4 hits so far for the Majors. A couple of hit batters and a walk in the inning. And the Majors have a 4-0 lead. Cleveland Brownlee at the plate. The heart of this London Majors order. Nobody drove in more runs than these next 2 guys. Crowd comes to life here in London as Cleveland Brownlee steps to the plate. Castro still working from the stretch here. He's got runners on. Checks back, now delivers a first pitch fastball at the bottom of the zone to Cleveland Brownlee. It's 0-1.
Down at the bottom of the zone on the outside corner, borderline pitch. A good one from Angel Castro against Cleveland Brownlee, but the fans not fans of that call.
So Castro well ahead. Got that important first pitch strike against Brownlee. Here's his 0-1 delivery. This one fought off by Brownlee, but it's going to find its way into the seats 3 rows deep, and it's now 0-2. Brownlee, a ground out victim his first time around in the first. Castro up 0-2. Fastball up in the zone. Cleve doesn't chase, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's a good take for Cleveland Brownlee. When you've got as much power as Cleveland does, you see that fastball geared in up high. You want to swing at it. You want to hit it 500 feet to center field, but did not chase that pitch. Able to lay off, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
Castro looks, delivers again. Same pitch, different location, and it misses out. Castro being forced to work a lot here in the bottom of the second inning. 30 pitches in the ball game for the Leafs starter. Gazes in for the sign here from Mara, pardon me. A 2-2 delivery coming to Brownlee. Up in the zone, fastball again, and the count's full.
Castro tried to tempt him once again with that fastball up high. Did not do it successfully, and now Cleveland Brownlee has worked this count back to a full count.
Castro ready on 3-2. Curveball ripped in the air to center field. On the run. Keep on running. That one's going to bang up against the 402 sign in center. Brownlee rounds first and heads for second. In to score is Newton. Right behind him is Taylor Wright. And Cleveland Brownlee busts this thing open.
Cleveland Brownlee scorched that baseball out to center field, and Connor Lewis was shaded a little further in than I'm sure he will be next time. Cleveland thought that ball might have been out. It traveled a very, very long way, hits the base of the fence, and plates 2 runs. The Majors have really put a beating on the Leafs in this inning, going up 6 runs. We'll take another look at it here on the replay. A breaking ball that Brownlee does not miss. He drives it way out to center field. I think Lewis thought it might have been gone as well. Rattles up against the base of the wall, right around the 402 sign. Brownlee hustles into second base, and Taylor Wright hustles around third to score.
So Brownlee now at second with Robert Mullen at the plate. The Majors have pushed across 6 here in the inning. As now Mullen flares one out to right. Coming in is Connect, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
And that ball not hit overly hard for Robert Mullen, just in the air to right field. Connect came in and made the grab on the run for the second out of the second inning.
So now Byron Reichstein will come to the plate. The man who got this party started here in the bottom of the second inning led off with a single to center field. And now we'll get the chance to swing the bat again here in the inning. Takes a first pitch on the inside portion of the plate for a strike. 0-1.
Good pitch right there to Byron. Goes on the inside part of the plate on the inside corner, and he takes it for a strike.
Reichstein takes a good hack at it, but he fouls it off. Out of play, 0-2. Way ahead in the count here is Castro. Up in the zone with the fastball. Misses to Reichstein, 1-2.
Good fastball right there. A lot of zip on it, but well up and away and did not tempt Byron.
One and two. Castro to the plate. Up again with the fastball. Misses to Reichstein. Now 2-2.
Another good fastball from Castro, but another one that missed high. He's gone to that pitch several times. Tried to get Cleveland Brownlee on it a few times. Tries to get Byron on it twice now. And Majors right now are doing a good job of laying off and not chasing that pitch.
Swing and a miss. Blows the fastball by Byron Reichstein, but the Majors go right through the order, and they plate 6 here in the bottom of the second inning to take a big lead to begin Game 1 here of the IBL Finals. You're watching on Majors TV.
Capturing emotion in every shot.
Game 1 of the IBL Finals is here on Majors TV. As we head to the top half of inning number 3, the Majors 6 big runs in the bottom half of the second to take the early and big lead here in this important Game 1.
Yeah, it's a very big lead for the Majors to take themselves to early in this game. It all got started with Byron Reichstein leading off that inning with a single. And then after that, the Majors just kind of followed the leader a little bit. Starling Joseph got hit by a pitch, and then Austin Wilkie struck out. Dan Perrier then got hit by a pitch. So the Majors lucked out a little bit. Castro hit a couple of batters, allowing 2 more runners for the Majors in the inning. And then Keith Candell did a great job of working on Hal Castro to draw a bases-loaded walk. That scored a run, and then Jacob Newton singled home 2 more. Taylor Wright singled home another. And then Cleveland Brownlee drove one to deep center field to drive home a couple more Majors.
About as deep as you can hit a baseball in an IBL ballpark and not have it go out. 402 banging around off the sign in center field for Cleveland Brownlee. But a big swing to put the Majors up 6 here as we head to the top half of the third. And Owen Boone, who's through 2 scoreless so far with 4 strikeouts, takes to the hill with a lead. Boone grabs his sign from Mullen now and gets ready to begin this top half of the inning. Squaring around to bunt, but pulling back as that one is called a strike on the outside edge.
Maybe a bluff there for Dan Mara. Maybe just trying to see if he can get something going for the Leafs after you've given up 6 runs. You've got to get a spark any way you can find one.
0-1 delivery from Boone. Goes with the off speed. Bounces it to the plate. Picked out of the dirt there by Mullen. 1-1. This Leafs ball club, they know that they can hit the ball around the ballpark as well. They're going to have to try and start chipping away here as the Majors lead by a score of 6-0. Pitch to the plate. Called a strike on the outside edge with the fastball by Boone. It's 1-2.
Good pitch there from Owen Boone, finding the outside edge. Very similar pitch to the one he threw on the first offering to Dan Mara. Gets the call from the home plate umpire right there, and now is 1 strike away from putting away the Maple Leaf second baseman.
So Boone ready on the hill. Here's the pitch to the plate. That one's going to be ripped the opposite way and into right field for a base hit. Mara is aboard to begin the top of the third here for the Leafs.
That is the first hit the Maple Leafs have recorded in this contest. Dan Mara hit that baseball hard. The other way did a great job of staying on that pitch. It was a good fastball from Owen Boone on the outside part of the plate, a little bit up as well. And he stayed right with it, drove it into right field where Sterling Joseph picked that baseball up and held Mara to a single.
So now Damon Topley will come to the plate here for the Leafs with a man aboard to begin this inning. Boone sets up inner part of the plate, runner off, it's popped up. Mullen, a little bit of trouble with it at first, makes the catch. Mara scrambles back to first safely, but there's one gone after the pop-up.
Looked like it was a hit and run there for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Dan Mara got a very good jump over at first base. Damon Topley skied that one into foul territory, and right off the bat, Robert Mullen had a bit of a hard time seeing it. He thought it was out of play. He kind of just stood there and looked back as like a courtesy glance behind the plate, but then he realized, hey, this ball's in play, and I have a shot at catching this baseball. So he got himself set up and was able to pull off that catch.
Ended up being just off the dirt as well, so a big first out there for Owen Boone in the majors here after the leadoff single. Now Greg Carrington here at the bottom end of this Leafs order. It's a healthy cut, and it's a swing and a miss.
Looked like Boone started with a first pitch changeup right there. Kind of had the action of a fastball, but because of the change in speeds, Carrington well out in front of it on that swing.
Checks on the runner, now delivers. This one's going to be hit over top of right and into left field. Carrington at the bottom of the order gets the base knock to put the Leafs at first and second here, one out to turn things over for the top of the order.
Good job by Greg Carrington, just slicing that ball towards left field. Taylor Wright tried to get up there but could not haul that baseball in. And now the Leafs have two on. The bottom of the order doing exactly what they need to do, getting two guys on base. Dan Mara went the other way, and so did Greg Carrington. So they turned things back over to the top that hit the baseball hard in their first trip to the plate, and there are a couple runners on.
So Boone working with a little bit of trouble here in the top of the third. A couple of runners on. Jose Vinicio, the top of this Leafs order now at the plate. Swing and a miss. Came inside with that off speed, and he got Vinicio to take a cut at it. He's ahead 0-1.
Another one where he starts a batter with the off-speed pitch. Did the same thing to Greg Carrington. Carrington able to wait back on the next one and drive it the opposite way.
Boone comes set, takes a quick glance back at second. Now delivers inside fastball. Vinicio can't believe it, but it's called a strike. Moves the count to 0-2.
Yeah, that one caught the inside corner according to the home plate umpire, but Vinicio immediately turned around and gave a look back saying, no way that's a strike, but does not get the call he was looking for. Now behind in the count 0-2.
A couple of those so far in the ball game that looked like they might be a little bit in, a little bit off the plate, but they've gotten the calls. Here's the 0-2. This one ripped out to right center field, over, and with a dive, he can't come up with it. It'll roll. Coming around third and in to score is Mara on a double for Jose Vinicio, but not without the effort of Sterling Joseph.
Great effort there by Sterling Joseph out in right center field, trying to track that baseball down and came up empty as he sprawled out with a headlong dive, looking to make that grab. Just got past him. Austin Wilkie over there to back him up. So only one run comes in to score, but Vinicio turned on that pitch and is able to drive a run home.
Talked about his good at-bat in the first, Dylan, to begin the ball game. Took 8 pitches away from Owen Boone, although striking out this time around. Falls behind 0-2, but recognizes a pitch that he could take advantage of on 0-2. Left a little bit too much over the plate. And Vinicio drives in the Leafs' first run of the ball game and starts cutting into this deficit. Boone ready here. He's got an 0-1 lead in the count. Goes to the outside portion of the plate and gets the called strike on Castaldo. It's 0-2.
This is not an easy guy to get ahead 0-2 on, and Jordan Castaldo now behind in the count, a pair. Boone would love to get a strikeout here. That'd be a big second out. If you look at your scoreboard, they're only one away in this inning. If he can get a strikeout of Castaldo right here, that would be huge.
Boone ready, delivers, swing and a miss. Put the fastball on the outside portion of the plate, and Castaldo is down on strikes for a big second out here in the third.
That is huge for Owen Boone. He had 2 runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, and he's able to get Jordan Castaldo on strikes. Took him just 3 pitches to set down Jordan Castaldo right there. And now it doesn't get much easier with Justin Mara coming up. Still those 2 runners in scoring position, but the task at hand is a little better for Owen Boone because there are 2 away now in the frame.
So Boone now getting ahead 0-1. And a big at-bat here against Justin Mara. He's got Vinicio at second, Carrington at third. 1 run already crossed for the Leafs. Fastball, inside edge, doesn't get the call, 1-1.
Very similar pitches on the first and second offerings right there from Owen Boone. That one a little too far inside and does not get the call on Mara.
Working from the full windup here, Owen Boone is, and he gets a swing and a miss there on a healthy cut by Mara.
Good off speed right there from Owen Boone. Gets the chase from Justin Mara at the plate. Now we'll see what Robert Mullen elects to come with. He's called a lot of those changeups here in this inning, and interested to see what the call is on 1-2.
Ready, the leg kick, delivery, fastball up in the zone, and Mullen holds on to it as the count moves to 2-2.
And Mullen had to pop up very quickly right there to corral that baseball on the high fastball. It was a little bit too high, did not tempt the Maple Leafs catcher.
Carrington not being held on at third, and with Boone in the full windup there, dancing around over at third base here. 2-2 for Boone, ripped but foul down into the Leafs bullpen.
Good swing by Justin Mara at the plate, turning on that baseball and scorching it down the right field line, but just foul. Dan Perrier gave it a look out of his reach and out of fair territory.
So another big 2-2 pitch coming here for Owen Boone. Fans clapping along here, looking to help Boone, and they do. It's a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Boone. He strands a couple of Leafs on base. 1 will score, but the Majors a 6-1 lead as we head to the bottom half of the inning.
Great job right there by Owen Boone, minimizing the damage. To start that inning off, it was a single for Dan Marr. Then he got a quick pop out from Damon Toppoli in foul territory, and then the Maple Leafs started to get a few more hits on him. Greg Carrington floated one into left field, and Jose Vinicio turned on one into the right center field gap, but Boone is able to wiggle his way out of danger. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, gets a huge strikeout of Jordan Castaldo on 3 pitches. Took him a few more to set down Justin Mara, but still gets a big, big third out via the strikeout. Boone in this ball game, up to this point, has 6 strikeouts, and it feels like they've all come at big times in the ball game, and especially right there in that inning. When he needs a big out, he's able to reach back for a little something extra, and right there gets 2 punch-outs to get out of that frame.
Been doing a fantastic job so far. A little bit of trouble there in the top half of the third, but had to sit down for a while when the Majors put up 6 in the bottom half of the second. Now the Majors head back to the bats here. Angel Castro back out onto the hill for the Leafs still, and then we'll see how he bounces back after giving up 6 in the bottom half of the second.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Angel Castro fares in this frame. Now listen, Angel Castro is a former Major League pitcher with the Oakland Athletics. This guy is a true pro. He knows how to bounce back from innings like those. He knows what he needs to do to zero back in and get some outs for the Maple Leafs. So I have no doubt that Angel Castro has it in him to kind of shake that inning off, bounce back, and get right back to it here against the Majors in the bottom of the third inning.
Finishing up his warm-up pitches. Dylan, if I'm not mistaken, on Thursday of last week, Castro threw over 130 pitches in the ball game. Now, that's 5 nights of rest, but still, that's a lot of pitches in one ball game. We'll see how long the Leafs put him out into this ball game tonight. Of course, the runs might become a bigger factor than the pitch count, but see how much more is left in the tank for Castro.
Yeah, not uncommon in the IBL to see guys throw a large number of pitches. You'll see more pitches in the Intercounty Baseball League than you will see in Major League Baseball. Anel Castro, 136 pitches last Thursday against the Welland Jackfish, so up near that 140 number. He was a horse in that game. 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. A great outing for him and for the Maple Leafs, who were able to hit the Jackfish out of the park in Game 4 of the semifinals, but definitely maybe some fatigue here as he works on Tuesday.
And was still bringing it as well in that ball game at 136 pitches of work, as that first pitch is going to be fouled off and out of play by Starling Joseph.
We mentioned some fatigue for Castro in this game. He's still bringing it in this contest. The fastball does have some great life to it in this ball game.
0-1 delivery here to Joseph. Takes the fastball. It just misses. Looks like it was off the plate. So the count evens up at a ball and a strike here on the Majors right fielder.
Joseph got hit by a pitch in his last trip on a fastball that just kind of went up and in on him, sailed on Anel Castro. So he'll be looking to get on base a different way here.
Takes that one as well. So 2-1 now here for Starling Joseph.
Action in the Maple Leafs bullpen as Dylan Jacober is loosening up.
Possibly already a sign of Castro being near the end here. And after getting ahead 0-1, he now falls behind 3-1 to begin the inning here against Starling Joseph. In danger of walking the leadoff man. Castro ready, delivers this one just out in front of the plate. And they're going to say that Joseph is out on the play. I think on the tag from Mara.
Bit of a strange one right there. The crowd was chanting for ball 4, and it would have been if Joseph was able to lay off, but he just tapped it out in front of the plate. I think Mara didn't really mean to tag him on that one, but I assume he did kind of by accident as he just ran right through him trying to collect that baseball. So Joseph is set down for the first out.
Not much Joseph could do there as he was tagged out. And the count will move to 1-0 here on Austin Wilkie. Wilkie drilled into center field, but coming on a couple of steps is Lewis to make the catch. And quickly here in the inning, there are 2 gone.
Austin Wilkie did hit that baseball pretty hard out into center field, but Connor Lewis positioned perfectly, takes a few steps in, and he's able to reel that one in very easily for the second out.
So now Dan Perrier got hit by a pitch his first time around and part of that big Majors inning. Eventually came in to score, but now he takes that first pitch, a curveball off the plate, 1-0. Moves the setup on the inside part of the plate. It's there, and it's fouled straight back into the screen. Here on Perrier. And now Perrier will foul off another one.
Bit of an awkward swing right there from Dan Perrier. That pitch from Castro got up and into his kitchen. Just checked his swing, fought it off into foul territory.
Castro ready to deliver here on 1-2, and it comes up and in. Not the first time so far, Dylan, that we've seen that fastball by Castro that he's just trying to get a little bit more behind, get a little bit more on the fastball, miss up in the zone.
Trying to blow it right past guys and looking for that high pitch. It's a pitch that he's used for several strikeouts in this ball game. Just hasn't quite found the consistent release on it.
Bounces this one to the plate. Mara unable to handle it. It gets away, and the count now moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Perrier.
That one, Castro spikes, and now Perrier's worked it back to a full count. So we'll see what the Maple Leafs right-hander likes to come with on this pitch.
Looking to try and have himself a very clean bottom of the third. Pitch to Perrier, and he'll walk. Went to the off-speed, missed at the bottom of the zone, and Perrier will be aboard here with 2 outs for the Majors.
Dan Perrier took that one a little bit low. It was a good curveball from Castro, but did not get the chase. So Perrier reaches first.
And now Keith Candell will come to the plate. He walked his first time around. That was a bases-loaded walk that brought in a run and got that 6-run inning started for the Majors.
They drove in the first run of that 6-run second inning and got the Majors on the board in that spot. We'll see, maybe he drives the ball deep enough into the gap that Dan Perrier can come all the way around.
Perrier with the lead at first, comes inside to Candell with the first pitch. He has to bend out of the way. Castro ready on the mound. Quick check over his shoulder to Perrier at first. Curveball to Candell. And it's called a strike, 1-1.
That one dropped right in there on Keith Candell. Found the strike zone, did on Angel Castro, and he's able to work the count back to even at a ball and a strike.
Leafs righty is ready on the hill. Leg kick inside again to Candell. 2 pitches in this at-bat that have gone inside. The count now 2-1. We'll see what they come back with. The fastballs have been inside on the release point for Castro here as of late. 2-1. This one hit out into center field, but shallow. It's Vinicio out into shallow center beyond shortstop to make the catch. And the frame, the Majors grab a base runner on the walk to Perrier, but he can't move him anywhere. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 fairly quick inning there for Angel Castro. 6-1, the Majors lead here through 3 complete at the ballpark. You're watching the IBL Finals here on MajorsTV.
Do you know where your food comes from? Like where it really comes from? It comes from farms, farmers, and their families. At Healthy Eats, we believe if we wouldn't serve it to our families, we wouldn't serve it to yours. From farm to folks, we do things the way they're meant to be.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts. Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home. Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and athletes. Whether it's the London Knights, Nationals, or Lightning, or even your London Majors, Game Day London has you covered. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com. Game Day London, a proud sponsor of your London Majors. The Intercounty Baseball League Finals here on MajorsTV as we welcome you to our coverage here from the Forest City. Nightfall upon us here as we get set for inning number 4. Owen Boone back out onto the mound. His team has staked him to an early lead, 6-1, 6 runs for the Majors in the bottom half of the second. The Leafs were able to get to Owen Boone a little bit in the third. 1 run so far on 3 hits for the Maple Leafs. 6 on 5 for the London Majors, who got to Castro in the second. Of course, this game 1 of the IBL Finals. Game 2 goes at Christie Pitts on Thursday night. Game 3 back here at Labatt Memorial Park. Friday night lights. The teams will flip-flop every game in this best of 7 IBL Finals here in 2022. Quick check on some out-of-town scores. Obviously, no other IBL games going on right now. The Toronto Blue Jays lost 4-2 to the Tampa Bay Rays earlier today. Game 1 of the doubleheader. It's the top of the 6th inning at the Rogers Center. Rays leading by a score of 1-0 over the Toronto Blue Jays as of right now. The Houston Astros 6-2 over the Detroit Tigers mid of the 7th inning in Detroit as we get set here to begin the top half of the 4th in Game 1. Owen Boone and Robert Mullen getting set to work here. Done a good job so far against this Leafs order. Boone's got the strikeout stuff working as well. This first pitch of the inning is going to be drilled in the air to left field, and it's going to hook foul. 15 feet to the left of the foul pole. Gave it a good rip to begin the inning, but we'll have to walk back as the count moves to 0-1. Boone certainly happy that that ball was hooked foul off to the left side. Connect will have to take his swings again here on 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Brought it to him on the outside portion of the plate. Swings right through it, and it's 0-2. Connect 0 for 1 so far in this contest. Boone ready from the windup on the mound. Here's the delivery from the righty. Hit on the ground, not hard to shortstop. Candell, a couple of hops, strong throw across the diamond in time to get Connect. And there is 1 gone here to begin the top half of the 4th inning. Quick work for Owen Boone to begin the top of the 4th. Foul ball, swinging strike, and then a ground out to short. And there is 1 gone as Salazzo comes to the plate now for Toronto. And it's going to start with a strike here to Salazzo, 0-1. Salazzo also 0 for 1 to begin the contest here for Toronto. Fastball going to miss off the plate. Now 1-1. Boone getting set to work here. Grabs his sign from Mullen. Mullen setting up right down Broadway here, bottom of the zone, and it's swung on, fouled off into the screen, out of play. Now 1-2.
Good pitch there from Owen Boone. Right in there on John Salazzo, just able to fight it off down the third base side.
Boone still working from ahead here. Fans trying to cheer him along. Pitch comes well inside. Missing to Salazzo and moving the count to even at 2-2.
Yeah, Owen Boone just yanked that pitch inside on John Salazzo. He had to back out, just did get out of the way of that one. So the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we'll see how Boone chooses to attack him right here. Wouldn't be shocked if we get a breaking ball looking to catch the outside corner.
Been good at mixing it up so far in the ball game. Here's the 2-2, fouled off. Another life there for Salazzo, who continues to battle at the plate.
A good fight being put up by John Salazzo right now after it took just 3 pitches to get Marcus Connect to ground out. Salazzo has seen 5 now in this trip to the plate.
Another chance for Boone to put him away here on 2-2. And ripped, but foul down into the Leafs bullpen.
That one hit hard, but into foul territory. You look at the Leafs bullpen on your screen there. Zach Sloan warming up.
So another chance here for Salazzo, who continues to stay alive at the plate. 2-2 is the count. Boone ready, delivers, and ripped, but foul. Man, he gave that one a ride.
Oh, boy, did he ever. He hit that baseball very, very hard. The first base umpire had to leap out of the way, and it nearly stayed fair, but was just foul.
He's putting on a good fight here at the plate. Boone looking to put him away. The 2-2 swung on and missed, and there are 2 gone.
Another great fastball right there for Owen Boone, able to blow it right by John Salazzo at the plate for Boone in this ball game. That is yet another strikeout. He has been working the put-away pitch in this contest up to this point. 7 strikeouts now for the Majors right-hander so far.
Funny, Dylan, we talked in the pregame show about how in that last start, his strikeout stuff was actually down a little bit. Didn't quite have the same bite on his curveball, the fastball, not the same life, but not the story so far here tonight, as that one is fouled back by Lewis, and the count moves to 0-1.
Yeah, the strikeouts were down. He was having to rely more on getting the ground balls, getting the fly balls in that semifinal start against Hamilton. In this contest, he's been vintage Owen Boone up to this point. 1 run through 3 2/3 innings with 7 punch-outs.
Boone ready, the righty delivers. It's hit foul. Lewis in front of that pitch. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now Connor Lewis well out in front of that one. Able to get a piece and send it down the left field line, but a foul ball.
So it's 0-2 here on Lewis. And just off the plate with the fastball is Boone.
That one was very, very close, but just off the corner outside, and Lewis with a very good take, laying off of that pitch.
One, 2 on Lewis. Here's the delivery from Boone, and it swung on and missed. Mullen will have to complete the out at first, but Owen Boone is on tonight. He is through the 4th as the Majors lead by a score of 6-1.
Really good pitch right there from Owen Boone. Came with the breaking ball and was able to get a chase from Connor Lewis to retire the side in the 4th inning. He is through 4 complete innings now for the Majors. He's got 8 strikeouts. He's only given up the 1 run. He's been terrific.
Yeah, he certainly has. This is the type of outing that the Majors needed from Owen Boone. You knew he was going to be good.
warming up in that Maple Leafs bullpen, but Castro at 56 pitches still out there.
Yeah, Castro, I imagine they will try to get as much out of him here. Obviously, the 6 runs across. But they'd still love to eat some innings here. You're going to have to. There's a lot of baseball to play in this series.
Absolutely. There are 7 games max in this series. Not quite the best of 5 that we saw last year. Pitching depth is going to be key between the Majors and the Maple Leafs in this best of 7. So we will see who's got the best of it in this series.
First pitch of the inning ripped into center field, and coming over is Lewis to make the sliding catch for out number 1.
Really good play out there in center field by Connor Lewis. Jacob Newton hit that baseball hard, and it was slicing pretty aggressively in towards the left center field gap. Lewis had a long way to run, but with a slide, he's able to make that catch.
Taylor Wright's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Now he'll step up with 1 gone in the inning to try and start something here for the Majors. Found his way aboard and been a big part of the Majors' success so far. First pitch called a strike on him, and he falls behind 0-1. And that one will miss to right. A ball and a strike now here.
That one just missed outside to Taylor Wright. Kind of dove away into the right-handed batter's box, and Justin Marr couldn't get a glove on it cleanly, so he just let it go back to the backstop. Nobody on base, no harm done with that.
1-1. Hit on the ground, not hard. Second base. Mara picks it up, fires it over to first base for out number 2 here in the inning.
First time Taylor Wright has not had a hit in an at-bat in this ball game. That one just dribbled over towards second base. Mara quickly shovels over to first.
So Cleveland Brownlee to the plate now with 2 gone in the inning. Hammered one out to center field his last time around that scored a pair. Now we'll bat with 2 gone and the base is empty here in the 4th. First pitch going to miss inside from Castro.
Close on that one, nearly had the inside corner, but just a little bit too far in on the Majors' designated hitter.
Castro shakes off Mara here. Now they agree on the 1-0 pitch. To the plate, Brownlee well out in front of it, and it's 1-1.
Took a little something off of that pitch, did Angel Castro, and Cleveland Brownlee goes down to a knee on that swing. Comes up empty with it, so count moves to even.
Castro ready here. A 1-1 delivery to Brownlee, who fights one off out to right field. Going to be a tough play, but back onto the grass in shallow right is Mara to make the catch. And the Majors go quietly here in the bottom half of the 4th, but a big 6-run second inning has them out in front to a score of 6-1 here in the IBL Finals Game 1 on MajorsTV.
My name's Tiffany Creasy, and I take care of the sales and marketing at Rickard Promotions and Recognition. Some of the things that we do at Rickard Promotions and Recognition is we bring your brand to life. We kind of put your logo on anything that you can give away or brand, and we can service clients right across Canada. At Rickard Promotions and Recognition, we can take care of your designing of your logo for any artwork that you need done for the branding. And a lot of people don't realize we can do that here. We also have our in-house production that we take care of your order from start to finish right here at our one location. So with keeping everything in-house from graphic design to in-house production, we're able to get you your order a lot quicker with a faster turnaround time. We'll help gather your ideas together, give you some options to kind of narrow down the search for you, whether it be from your apparel to promotional products. And from there, we'll get your mock-ups done, proofs done, order done, and the quality control is right there all along the way for you.
So tell me where it hides. I know lightning. Currents running through me. I found that silver lining on the inside of me.
Good shot at the fans taking in Game 1 of the IBL Finals here at Labatt Memorial Park here on this Tuesday night. To kick off the finals here, it is a 6-1 London Majors lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs here as we move to the 5th inning in London. Owen Boone back out onto the mound for the Majors. Dylan, 8 strikeouts so far through 4 innings, 1 earned run across the board.
Yeah, Owen Boone has been terrific up to this point in the contest for the London Majors. Like you mentioned, 8 strikeouts, 1 run allowed through 4 innings. At 64 pitches, not a bad spot for the pitch count, a little higher than maybe you'd like, but still not a bad spot to be if you are Owen Boone. So Majors leave him out there. Starling Joseph having a good time in the background in right field, dancing along to the song. The Majors are having fun right now. They're up 5 in Game 1 of the finals, and why not dance around a little bit out in right field? Boone will look for a quick inning here against the bottom of the order. He's got 7, 8, and 9, but these 7, 8, 9 hitters had a little bit of success against him. Their last time through, Dan Mara had a base hit. Greg Carrington flared one as well, and they did a really good job of turning things over back to the top with runners on base, which allowed the Maple Leafs to score their first run. We'll see what they can do here in the 5th inning.
So Boone will face off here against the Leafs to begin the top half of the 5th inning. See if he can keep rolling on here in this ball game. First pitch of the inning from the righty is called a strike, and he'll do his best to get ahead. It's 0-1.
Dan Mara thought that baseball was a little bit low, but the home plate umpire says it's a called strike.
Squaring around a bunt, and he puts one down perfectly. Coming in from third. Wright's not going to have a play. And it'll be a bunt single for Mara to begin the inning.
If you'll recall, back in his last trip to the plate, Dan Mara squared around a bunt on the first pitch. Did not get one down, so he wound up pulling back and just swinging away. But it's something that he likes to do to try and get things going, get himself on base. Right there, very good bunt. Hit in pretty much the perfect spot between Owen Boone and Taylor Wright. Wright sprinted in, tried to make a barehanded play on that baseball, but came up empty as he tried to scoop it, and that will allow Mara to reach.
So Mara reaches to begin on a base hit on the bunt. Now Damon Topley will swing with a man aboard here, and he'll take that first pitch for a strike to fall behind 0-1. The last time these two guys were in a similar situation, Dylan, it was that hit and run that Topley popped up.
Yeah, we'll see if the Maple Leafs elect to put it on again. You got speed over at first base. Topley, a guy who can make some pretty good contact. We'll see what Garrett Takamatsu wants to do from third base.
Runner goes, and once again, the hit and run is on. Topley slashes it foul out of play, 0-2.
So we saw the Maple Leafs do it on the first pitch in Topley's last at-bat with Mara over at first base. This time they wait one pitch, and they do it on the second one. Topley fouls it off once again, this time not caught.
Oh, 2 count here on Damon Topley. Boone set on the mound, comes to the plate, and it's fouled straight back into the screen. Count stays at 0-2 here on the Leafs designated hitter. Mara on an overly big lead over at first base. Boone's going to make a move over anyways just to get him back.
Bit of a dangerous move, was kind of low, and Dan Perrier had to get down on a knee to ensure he kept it in front of him.
Quick check over his shoulder. Boone grabs his sign, delivers to the play. This one hit the other way, and it'll be out of play. Just dropping in the Leafs bullpen, but well out of the reach of all the Majors chasing it down. Another life for Topley.
Almost a great catch by a fan down the right field line, but it hit off the hand of that fan there and into the Maple Leaf bullpen.
0-2 here. Boone looking for the put-away pitch. Delivery and a swing and a miss. Topley chases outside the zone. There's one gone.
Great offering right there from Owen Boone, and great movement on that 0-2 pitch from the Majors right-hander. Dove away from Damon Topley, caught him reaching for the first out of the top of the 5th inning, and Topley, a guy who can put the ball in play, had the hit and run going, and I would be surprised if the Maple Leafs put the hit and run or maybe even the bunt and run on here with Greg Carrington coming up to the plate, a guy who also has speed, who hit a single his last time up, just flaring one over the head of Taylor Wright. A lot of options the Leafs could do here, the Leafs could go with in terms of some small ball to try to get the runner over.
The first pitch is swung on a miss by Carrington. Count moves to 0-1. Mars not taking an overly big lead at first still, and this Leafs team not one to be overly aggressive on the base pass. I don't know if we'll ever see them trying to steal into scoring position here. Mara only took off so far as now a throw goes down from Mullen. Certainly going to keep him close in case.
Yeah, with Dan Mara showing that he is not afraid to run in this spot, Robert Mullen just wants to make sure he does not get too far off the bag and does not try to steal second base. As that pitch missed outside, tried to spin and fire, but wasn't in time.
Count now at 1-1. Pitch inside, called a strike. Carrington thought that was well in. Looked like it might have been from up here. 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little off the plate inside, and Greg Carrington sure thought so. You saw his animated reaction there in the lefty batter's box, but that call's kind of been going the pitcher's way all night, and unfortunately for Carrington, he's behind in the count 1-2.
1-2 ready here from Owen Boone. To the plate, swing and a miss. Double-digit strikeouts for Owen Boone, and there's 2 gone.
Owen Boone just continues to roll, and right there, got a bit of a fortunate call on the inside part of the plate and then blew a fastball right past Greg Carrington for the second out of the top of the 5th inning. Great job by Boone out there on the mound.
So a leadoff bunt single and then back-to-back strikeouts for Owen Boone. To turn the lineup over to Jose Vinicio, top of the Leafs order, 2 gone in the inning. First pitch to him, and looked pretty good. Ball 1 though.
Jose Vinicio talking to the home plate umpire. Not sure if that was about the call, if it was about the pitch. That one looked to be a little bit off the plate outside, and the home plate umpire on top of it.
Yeah, he turned right to the home plate umpire there. Not sure if he thought that Boone made his move to the plate too quickly. If he didn't come set, that's certainly unlike Owen Boone. Swing and a miss by Vinicio.
Threw him a fastball on the outside that just did miss the plate for ball 1 and then drops in a changeup. It looks just like his fastball, but it is several miles per hour slower. It's exactly what you need in a changeup if you're out there on the mound, and Vinicio comes up empty on the swing.
Boone set, ready, runner goes. Mullen ready for it. The throw on the money. Mara is thrown out by Mullen to end the inning.
Fantastic throw by Robert Mullen behind the plate, firing an absolute seed to second base, and Keith Candell applying the tag on Dan Mara. Mullen and the Majors were ready for it. They had a feeling that Dan Mara might be running at some point in his time over at first base, so Mullen was quickly on it and fired a strike over to the second base bag.
So the Majors and Owen Boone, another successful inning in the top half of the 5th, and now they'll get ready to swing the bats here in the bottom half of the inning, leading by a score, Dylan, of 6-1. And Angel Castro, as it looks like, is back out to the hill for the Leafs.
To Castro's credit, after he came off the field from that second inning, he's really settled back into this ball game. He threw 9 pitches in the first inning. 8 of them were strikes, so he was just pounding the strike zone to start this ball game off and got a quick first inning. But then in the second, the Majors got to him. They scored 6 runs. Castro threw 30 pitches in that frame and then struggled a little bit in the third inning, but was able to lock right back in, get out of the jam that he found himself in the third inning, and had a 7-pitch fourth. When Castro's on, he's going to be working efficiently. The Majors are making contact. They're putting the balls in play, but a lot of the time it's been weak contact for the Majors in this contest. You think of the last 2 at-bats for Taylor Wright, for example. He got a single on a flare into shallow left field, but then he slowly hit one over towards second base. So there have been occurrences where the Majors just have not been making solid contact. Cleveland Brownlee didn't hit his last ball in play very hard, and Castro's done a good job of generating that in order to get outs, because we talked off the top about how good Angel Castro is at getting strikeouts. Hasn't been a big strikeout game for the right-hander. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in this contest for the Maple Leafs starting pitcher. So he's had to get outs in other ways. And to his credit, aside from that second inning where he threw 30 pitches, he has been able to get outs via the ground out. He's been able to get outs via the flyouts. And for the most part, in non-second innings, he's been pretty efficient. Of course, that 17-pitch third inning where he didn't throw very many strikes, he'd like to probably erase that as well. But he didn't allow a run in that frame. He wiggled out of the jam, threw 9 in the first, and then threw 7 in the fourth. He'll be looking to continue that here as he faces 4, 5, and 6 for the Majors.
Robert Mullen to lead off the inning here for the Majors in the bottom half of the 5th. As you mentioned there, Dylan, 4, 5, and 6 for London here. And with that, more action down in the Leafs bullpen as they have the last few innings of work here for Angel Castro. Having someone ready in case he does get into more danger.
Can never be too safe, especially in the IBL Finals. With this Maple Leafs offense, you're never really out of it, especially with a 5-run deficit.
Bounces one to the plate for Mullen. 1-1 now here to the Majors catcher. Castro ready after grabbing the sign there. Delivers to the plate. Mullen rips that one, and it gets past the diving Vinicio into left field. Leadoff single for the Majors here to begin the 5th.
That ball was scorched off the bat of Robert Mullen. Didn't hit it in the air, hit it on the ground, but hit it very hard. And Vinicio with a headlong dive trying to come up with that baseball just could not. It was out of his reach and passed him into left for a leadoff single for the Majors.
Good start to the frame here for London, who after that big 6-run second inning has been held off the scoreboard and held relatively quiet in the 3rd and 4th. Mullen with his lead over at first. Castro checks on him, delivers to the plate. It's a called strike on Reichstein to begin the at-bat.
Robert Mullen not necessarily a threat to run over at first base, so Castro will keep an eye on him, but really needs to zero in on the batter, Byron Reichstein, right here.
Brings a fastball to the plate, but he misses well outside. Marr had to reach for that one slightly. Count at 1-1 evened up now. Starling Joseph stands on deck for the Majors. Reichstein's 1 for 2 in the contest. Healthy cut at that one, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Byron took a big hack at that last pitch, just came up empty on that swing. Looked to go the other way with that offering from Castro, but could not get a piece.
Castro, another check at Mullen quickly. Delivery, and Reichstein fouls it off, and he'll see another pitch here on 1-2.
Good job by Byron Reichstein fouling off that pitch right there, sending it over the backstop and staying alive, getting to see another here on 1-2.
Marr the sign. And Castro is going to look Mullen back to first base with the pickoff move. Reichstein behind in the count 1-2. Looking to try and keep the inning going here for the Majors. Castro to the plate. Missing. Upstairs, out a little bit as well. Count even.
Good pitch there from Angel Castro, but did not get the chase he was looking for from Byron Reichstein. Missed up and away, so count will be locked at 2-2.
Castro ready. Here's the pitch to the plate. Reichstein pops it up. Sky high. Mara back towards the backstop. Gives it a look, but it'll find its way out of play. Just over top of the roof on us, and the count still stays at 2-2.
Could hear it bouncing as it rolled down the roof here, and somebody who's walking behind the grandstand will get a souvenir.
Two balls, two strikes here on Reichstein. To the plate, and he gets a piece of it to stay alive.
Great job, great battle being put on by Byron Reichstein right now. Just did get a piece of that baseball, fouls it off the catcher, Justin Mara, and like you mentioned, is staying alive in this at-bat, seeing another pitch.
Mullen still at first base. Began the inning with a leadoff single. Castro ready to Reichstein now. Hits it the other way, down the left field line. Over and to the line, it's going to drop. Carrington couldn't get it. Mullen got a good jump, and he's into third base. Reichstein's up to second. Misplay in left field. And the Majors catch a little bit of a break.
First thing about that fly ball was it was hit sky high. That ball was sent way up in the air, and it kept slicing and slicing and slicing and slicing away from the left fielder, Greg Carrington. He was trying to track that baseball down, and as he got towards the line, his strides started to get a little bit bigger, and he was thinking, uh-oh, maybe I got to move back. I might have overrun this thing, and it kind of just stayed right around the line. He did overrun it, drops in behind him, and now Reichstein gets into second base on what is being ruled an error.
Leafs playing a little bit in here with the runners at second and third, and a healthy cut by Starling Joseph to begin the at-bat. Falls behind to Castro. He's going to try to protect the run here if it's on the ground. But Joseph swings right through another one.
Starling Joseph sometimes gets a little bit eager in spots like this where he's got a chance to do some major damage. Now behind 0-2 in the count, he's got to take a deep breath, lock in, focus up, because the next pitch from Castro is likely going to be a bit of a test for Joseph. See if he'll lay off.
Goes with the fastball off the plate. He does lay off, and it misses outside to move the count to 1-2. Almost looked like Joseph changed his swings on the second one as well, trying to lift something into the air and avoid the ground ball. Ultimately swung right through it. He's still behind in the count with the ball and 2 strikes. Castro looking to put him away. Fastball missing off the plate now, 2-2.
Good take there from Starling Joseph, laying off the fastball outside and allowing himself another chance here on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fell behind 0-2 and then took one off the plate low and away and then took another. That was in the other batter's box, and now Justin Mara is going to call time and head out to talk to Castro.
Looks like they had a little bit of a miscommunication, and they wanted to go out there and just smooth things over, figure out what page they're on here. That doesn't hurt in a championship series, Dylan. Go out there. If you're having trouble picking up the signs, if you just want to make sure before a big pitch and an at-bat, take the 15 seconds, go out there, and figure out how you want to attack Starling Joseph here on 2-2.
Absolutely. You want to make sure you're on the same page. You want to make sure you both have the same idea of what's best to try to get a big hitter in this Majors lineup out with 2 guys in scoring position.
2-2. And called strike 3 on the outer edge. I don't think Joseph was looking for the fastball on 2-2. He's down on strikes for the first out.
Fans have not gotten word yet that that was not ball 3, and it was in fact strike 3. So Starling Joseph down on strikes for the first out of this bottom of the 5th inning. And now it'll be up to Austin Wilkie and then Dan Perrier after him to try to drive in these 2 runs. They've got 2 more cracks at it with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and they are going to have to make the most of it.
They lead by a score of 6-1, but those runs out there feel like they could be important if the Leafs end up getting to Owen Boone. Wilkie takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Leafs infield still in here with 1 out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Bottom of the Majors order going to have to come up clutch here. 0-1. Wilkie takes it outside. Castro ready. As he grabs his sign from Mara, here's the leg kick from the right. He delivers, and a big swing and a miss.
Yeah, big hack right there from Austin Wilkie against Angel Castro. Fastball that was in the strike zone, a pitch he normally can drive, but came up empty on that swing. So Reichstein and Mullen still wait out there at 2nd and 3rd as the count's 1-2 on Wilkie.
Up in the zone. Couldn't get him to chase. Seen Castro climb the ladder a fair amount here in this ball game. Hasn't got the Majors to offer it nearly as much as I think he was hoping for.
That seemed to be his go-to strikeout pitch, and the Majors have just been taking it.
Certainly when he's up in the count, up 1-2, 0-2, he likes to go to it. 2-2 will miss outside. Count full now on Wilkie.
That one nearly flew on Justin Mara behind the plate, and Castro frustrated after that last pitch.
Castro taking his time behind the mound now before this big full count pitch coming to Austin Wilkie. Dan Perrier is on deck. Keith Candell right behind him for the Majors. Trying to have another inning here where they can push some runs across. Pitch to the plate, fouled back by Wilkie.
Good cut right there by Austin Wilkie, able to get a piece of that pitch. It was in the strike zone, and if he didn't swing, it would have likely been strike 3. So good on him, take a hack at it, see what he can do, and that'll allow him to stay alive in this at-bat.
Just trying to stay alive. Punch a ball through the infield and score a run. 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside edge. Once again, the Majors down looking, and there's 2 gone now.
That's 2 batters in a row where pretty much the same pitch has set them down on strikes. It's that fastball on the outside corner. Castro paints that corner oh so well, and right there, able to find his spot to perfection for the second out.
2 good Majors hitters caught looking on strikes, and 2 big strikeouts for Castro here. Trying to get out of this jam here in the bottom of the 5th.
Castro tried to get a little bit too much on that first pitch to Dan Perrier and wound up missing the strike zone.
Castro into his delivery here on 1-0. Upstairs to Dan Perrier. 2 balls and no strikes. Majors began the inning with a single off the bat of Robert Mullen. The next batter, Byron Reichstein, flew one out to deep left field. Landed fair, an error charge to the left fielder. Put runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Back-to-back strikeouts, and now 3 straight will miss to Dan Perrier to move the count to 3-0.
That may have been a strike on most other batters, but when your opponent is 6'9", that pitch is not in the strike zone.
3-0 on the ground shortstop. Vinicio across the diamond. It beats Perrier. And Angel Castro and the Leafs work out of a huge jam here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. They strain a couple of base runners as we head to the 6th inning here in London. You're watching the Intercounty Baseball League Finals, Game 1 from Labatt Park. Dylan Baker is on the call when we come back on Majors TV.
Capturing emotion in every shot.
Welcome back to Labatt Park for the 6th inning between the Majors and the Maple Leafs, as you get a look at a fan who's getting a chance to play a little bit of catch out in the grassy area of the outfield. Now with the bushes and the hedges being taken out, it's much easier to see the fans out there, and they can see over the fence, so a lot of people enjoy their time out there. And now that I get another look at it, I don't think that fan was part of the catch. I think that fan just had a ball fly past them, and they were throwing it back because they're a nice person. Owen Boone is back out there for the top of the 6th inning for the Majors. He's thrown 78 pitches through 5 innings, has struck out 10 batters, and needs to get through the top of the Maple Leafs order. 1, 2, and 3 here. It'll be Vinicio, Castaldo, Mara. It won't be easy. The crowd, though, is very much behind him. They have been rowdy in this contest, and we get a look at some of the Bushmen out on the pile of wood chips. The Bushmen making the trip down from Toronto. They may be fans of the other side, but we always love seeing our friends the Bushmen, whether it's in Toronto, whether it's on the road here at Labatt Park, as Vinicio will walk into the batter's box here to face Owen Boone for the 3rd time in the ball game. Vinicio is 1 for 2. He was at the plate when Dan Mara was thrown out trying to steal second base. Boone looks in for the sign, nods along. Here's the first pitch of the inning. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike 1. Into the windup. Here is the 0-1 home to Jose Vinicio. A lot of movement on that one, and he's just able to get a piece, fouls it off. Count becomes no balls and 2 strikes on Toronto's shortstop. Vinicio so far has an RBI double. He's driven in the only run of the ball game for the Maple Leafs and struck out swinging in his first trip to the plate. The 0-2 home from Boone. Breaking ball does not get the inside. Mullen wanted it, but no call from the home plate umpire.
It's a pretty good location to go to on 0-2, Dylan. There's certain 0-2 pitches where you don't mind if they miss, and that's one of them.
Especially with the way the calls have been going on the inside throughout the ball game. Maybe you get the benefit of the doubt on that pitch. No dice for Boone. Here comes the 1-2 to Vinicio in the air. Foul territory, well out of play. And over the bleachers into the parking lot.
Those are back-to-back pitches. We were talking about that 0-2 pitch that missed inside, that fastball up and out. They're tough to take, good pitches to swing at, but they're also tough to do damage on. You're not often going to put a good swing on that one.
Boone looks in. Crowd mounts the intensity with a chant. The pitch fouled off by Vinicio one more time. It remains 1-2.
Vinicio, as he did his first time around, the at-bat that led off this ball game, continues to battle with 2 strikes. He's a good hitter in the fact that he can just put the bat on ball, see pitches until he finds one he likes.
Boone comes set out there on the mound, takes a breath, 1-2 coming. Here's the offering. On the ground towards second base. Newton over to his right, plays it on the backhand. Bobble's going to have to hurry, throw to first. Not in time, says the first base umpire, and the look on Dan Perrier's face says it all. Oh boy. Vinicio reaches on a base hit. Correction, an error charge to Jacob Newton.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty bang-bang play over at first base, Dylan, but don't let that take you away from the fact that the Majors should have had the out initially. Jacob Newton bobbled the ball at second base, and with Jose Vinicio coming down the line, you can't afford to do that. He was able to get the throw over in what the Majors infield thought was quick enough time, but if he fields that ball cleanly the first time around, they don't have to worry about putting that into the umpire's hands.
It was a tight play right there. It looked like he may have been out, but with Vinicio's speed, you never want to make a play like that where it's going to be bang-bang over at first base as Jordan Castaldo steps in with the runner aboard now. First pitch to Castaldo will miss for ball 1.
Boone going to have to dial in here and try to do the same thing. Get a ground ball, just try to get outs here as he works into inning number 6.
Takes a peek back at Vinicio and comes set out there on the mound. Castaldo ready in the box, the 1-0. Inside corner, strike 1.
In a good spot here on the mound. You're in a position where you don't necessarily have to worry a whole lot about Jose Vinicio over at first base. You'll keep an eye on him. You'll keep him close, make sure that he's not running. But kind of put him in the back of your head for a second here and focus on the at-bat, and that's against Castaldo.
1-1. Vinicio takes his lead, not overly big. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Castaldo digs into the batter's box. He's got a 1-2 count against him. Owen Boone looks in for the sign. Gets the one he wants. Comes set. Here's the 1-2 home. Fouled off, right back to the screen, and the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes.
Boone struck out Castaldo his last time through the order. He's got him in a good spot here. I think the pitch to do it on is the fastball. It's what he went to the last time around.
We'll see if he comes with it right here. 1-2. Vinicio stands at first. Bit of a bigger lead. He's off. Pitch is low. Throw from Mullen is there. The tag from Candell. They got him. Robert Mullen has caught 2 runners stealing in as many innings. This time it's Jose Vinicio, and the Majors have the first out of the 6th.
That's what Robert Mullen can do on both sides of the baseball. He can swing the bat. We all know that. You look at the stats, but his defense is second to none. And he throws out another runner here for the first out of the inning.
So Castaldo now in the batter's box with a 2-ball, 2-strike count and 1 out in the inning as Vinicio was thrown out at second base. Boone looks into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 on its way. In the air, right field, hit pretty well. Back goes Joseph to the warning track, to the wall, and it's off the wall. Gets past Joseph. He was right up against it. And Jordan Castaldo will pull into second base. He's got a double.
Castaldo absolutely ripped that ball to right field. Got a 2-2 pitch that was left a little bit too much over the plate from Owen Boone. And he flies it well out to right field. It hits off the base of the wall over top of the head of Starling Joseph. And that throw out of Jose Vinicio now looks that much more important for Robert Mullen and this Majors defense.
That would have likely scored a run as Castaldo now stands in scoring position. Justin Mara digs into the batter's box to face Owen Boone. Mara in the ball game is 0 for 2. Boone looks in for the sign. Comes set out there on the mound. Peeks back at Castaldo. The pitch in there for a called strike one.
Good job to get ahead there. You got Castaldo at second after the double, and I said the same thing when Vinicio got aboard to lead off the inning. You don't have to worry too much about that runner out there. Just focus on getting the out that's at the plate.
Here's the 0-1 home. On the ground, foul on the breaking ball. Owen Boone, up to this point of the ball game, has really done a good job of pounding the zone early in counts. 90% of his at-bats so far, the at-bats that he's had while out there on the mound, have had first pitch strikes.
And that really just sets the tone for your at-bats when you're getting ahead early. Far too many times you'll see, for example, a younger pitcher, they'll fall behind, and that kind of just sets the mood. It sets the tone for the whole at-bat. Boone pounds the zone and then just continues working.
0-2, 1 out. Castaldo at second. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Owen Boone gets another strikeout in this ball game. Make him 11 so far through 5 2/3 innings as Mara goes down on strikes.
Goes right at Mara there with the fastball. Puts it on the outside portion of the plate. A little bit up as well. Tough pitch to leave. Even tougher pitch to hit. Down on strikes for a big out number 2.
So Marcus Connect will step up to the plate, 0 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout and a ground out up to this point. Castaldo still stands in scoring position, but now there are 2 away. Boone up to 93 pitches through 5 2/3. He will set out there on the mound. Takes a look at Castaldo. Pitch is well outside. A scoop from Robert Mullen to keep it in front of him and not allow Castaldo to move up. 1-0.
Part of the order here for Owen Boone where you got to be careful. They can still do some damage. The runner stands at second base still in scoring position, but with 2 gone here in the inning.
1-0.
1 pitch away from getting out of it.
Pitch. Connect in the air. Foul territory. Mullen gives it a look, and it's out of play. A ball and a strike. So 1-1 to Marcus Connect as Owen Boone digs back in out there on the mound. Connect looks down towards third base. See what Garrett Takamatsu wants to do here on the 1-1. Castaldo standing at second. Boone ready. Takes a look. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. And Connect comes up empty. It's 1-2.
Good location there. Gets Connect to swing right through it. Don't be surprised if they go back to at least a similar location against Connect. We've been seeing them work away all evening against the righty bat.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner in scoring position, and time called by Marcus Connect. So Boone will have to step off and reset. One, 2 once again as Boone looks in for the sign from Mullen. Connect in the batter's box. Waits for Boone to move into the set position. He does now. Here comes the offering. Breaking ball high. 2-2.
Good thought there on the breaking ball. I'm not sure if they meant for it to be up that high to begin with or if they were going to try and bury it, and Boone just missed by a bunch, but release point just a little bit too late there. Too early, I should say. 2-2.
Robert Mullen pointing at something behind the plate. 2-2 is the count with 2 away. Runner at second base is Jordan Castaldo. Here's the offering from Boone. Ripped into left center field. It'll get down. Coming on quickly is Byron Reichstein. Jordan Castaldo will come in to score on a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single for Marcus Connect.
Can't take a pitch off against Connect, and these Leafs bats is once again a 2-strike pitch for Owen Boone that's left a little bit too much over the plate. Just missed its location, and Connect doesn't make a mistake, hits it into left center field, and the Leafs once again just trying to chip away at this deficit.
98 pitches into his outing. Rup Chandidat will look down at the Majors bullpen. It looks like Fernando Fernandez is taking off his sweater and going to get loose here. First pitch to John Salazzo is hit hard, but foul down the first base line.
Gave that one a rip, but 2 out in front of that Owen Boone pitch. We do now see some light action down in the Majors bullpen.
Runner stands over at first base. That is Marcus Connect. Zach Sloan still loosening in that Toronto bullpen. He's been throwing for a while, on and off. Pitch to Salazzo. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that one, and he was way out in front of it.
0-2 here, so once again, well ahead in the count here against a good bat. You got to make sure if you're going to go fastball up that it's up enough, it's not over the plate. If you're going to go to the off speed, you got to bury it.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Boone on its way, well outside, 1-2.
Couldn't get Salazzo to chase that 0-2 fastball that was well off the plate. Through the right-hand batter's box. Ball and 2-strike count now.
Pitch number 102 on its way from Owen Boone as he'll come set out there. The offering to Salazzo, swing and a miss, strike 3. Boone's got 12 punch-outs through 6 innings, and the Majors lead by 4. It's 6-2.
Fantastic work by Owen Boone. Another strikeout there. This one ends the top half of the 6th inning. The Leafs do get a run to bring this to a 6-2 ball game, but Owen Boone's 12th strikeout of the contest sends us to the bottom half of the 6th.
It looks like Owen Boone has a message to deliver to the team right there, trying to fire his guys up as they go back on offense. We'll take this time to remind you to follow the Majors on social media. We are at London Majors on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook.com/London Majors. You can find us at London Majors on Facebook as well. And right here on YouTube, we remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We currently sit at 990 subscribers. It would be terrific if we could get 10 more tonight.
Sure would. Can't argue that logic. Of course, we also remind you while you're checking out the London Majors on social media, head to LondonMajors.com. Tickets for Game 3 of this series on sale, available, but we can't guarantee you that there's going to be any good seats on Friday night if you show up at 7:30.
It might be jam-packed on Friday night because it is the IBL Finals. It's a typical Majors home game. It's a Friday night, so we'll see what the crowds are like at Labatt Park. The crowd here, though, it's maybe not as big as the one we might see on Friday. It's rowdy, and they are loud here at the ballpark. They are having a good time cheering on their Majors, who lead 6-2 and will face a new arm out there on the mound, Noah, as Zach Sloan takes over.
Yeah, Zach Sloan going to take over here out of the bullpen for the Toronto Maple Leafs in relief of Angel Castro, who, Dylan, I think we can both agree, a fantastic start from him, save and accept the bottom of the 2nd inning when the Majors just got to him. Sloan pitching in his 2nd game here of the 2022 playoffs, started 1 contest, 3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, but ended up giving a few runs away there in that contest.
Back to Castro, Noah. Aside from that 2nd inning, if you look at his pitch count, inning by inning, throughout this ball game, he threw 9 in the 1st, then he threw 30 in the 2nd inning, 17 in the 3rd, 7 in the 4th, and then again a bit higher in the 5th inning at 27. He really settled in after that 2nd inning of work, did not allow a run from then on out, and will hand the ball over to Zach Sloan, trying to keep this ball game close. It's only a 4-run difference right now.
Keith Candell will lead things off and then flop it over to the top of the order.
Pitch to Candell, squares to bunt, pulls back, it's inside, and we'll go to the backstop.
Been a tough day for Keith at the plate. Angel Castro on the mound came inside to him, I think, in almost every single at-bat, and then the first one he sees from now the lefty, Sloan. also inside.
Here's the pitch. Inside again. 2-0.
Keith's going to be going back before his next at-bat, looking for the elbow guards and the shin protectors and any of the body armor he can find.
Into the windup goes Sloan. Here's the offering. High to Candell. It's 3-0. Home, off the plate outside, and ball 4. So Keith Candell draws a leadoff walk, and the Majors have a runner at first base to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
Fantastic start to the inning. Keith Candell looks at 4 straight pitches. Nothing really overly close from Zach Sloan, but the Majors get the leadoff man on. You got to keep in mind, you go back to last inning. The Majors got the leadoff man on. The arrow moved runners to second and third, nobody out. They could not score. If that happens again here, especially with the Leafs chipping away, you're going to have to make sure that you start capitalizing on those innings.
Candell stands at first. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Newton, in there for a strike. Newton in the ball game is 1 for 3. Had a single that scored a pair last time. Sloan will move over to first base in case Candell is thinking of running. And back with a dive is Keith.
And back safely with a dive there at first base, but Keith taking, even with the lefty on the mound, a fairly aggressive lead. You'll see if you can see it at the top of your screen there, slightly angles himself as well.
Newton chops that one foul. It's 0-2.
That's the kind of typical Keith Candell leadoff. Whether he's going to go or not, he kind of angles himself a little bit towards second base. Makes the dive back to first a little bit tougher, but puts you in an advantage in just about every other situation.
Sloan ready. He'll move over to first base, and Candell's back with the dive again. So on 0-2, they take a quick move over, quick peek at Candell.
Never a bad idea to take a quick look. That lefty move, sometimes you can throw him off with even your B or C move.
Here's the offering. Newton flares one to shallow center field. Connor Lewis over to his right, makes the catch. And Keith Candell will retreat back to first.
Lewis wasn't playing overly deep there against Newton at the plate. Just had to range over to his right into kind of the left center field gap. Makes the catch. There's one gone.
So Taylor Wright will step into the batter's box, 2 for 3, hit a very hard double in the first inning of this ball game, and flared a single in his next trip, only to ground out in the one after that. So we'll see what he can do with Candell standing over at first base. Lefty-lefty matchup here between Sloan and Wright. First pitch, inside, ball 1.
Came inside. Sloan did, the lefty on Taylor Wright, who's 2 for 3 in tonight's ball game.
The offering misses, 2-0, and Sloan not happy with that call. Looked in, threw his arms up.
Yeah, palms up to the sky, kind of wondering where that one missed. I'll have to admit, Dylan, although a little bit low in the zone, looked like that breaking ball might have caught the bottom of the strike zone. Count moves to 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes. Candell stands at first. Pitch from Sloan on its way. That one's going to miss, and it's going to go to the backstop. So Candell into second, rounding hard, taking a look, but Justin Mara's on it. Candell about halfway between second and third. Mara walking towards him, and Candell will head back to the bag.
That one just got through the legs of Mara all the way to the backstop. Candell did not break stride from the moment he saw that one get through the legs of Mara. Rounded second and got probably about 25, 30 feet off the bag towards third. And for a second there, I thought he was going to go.
He definitely did think about it as he moves up on the wild pitch. 3-0 count. Pitch to right. Ball 4. First and second for the Majors with one away.
Second time this inning that Sloan has walked a batter on 4 straight pitches. And now Takamatsu will come out of the Leafs dugout and head towards the mound. to have a quick word with the Leafs infield and his young left-handed arm. Some action down in the Leafs pen. I believe Mara's throwing.
It's another lefty, that's for sure, down in the Leafs pen.
Try to get you that as soon as we can. In the meantime, Brownlee will come to the plate. One gone and a couple of runners on.
So Cleveland digs into the batter's box after Taylor Wright walked. Keith Candell walked and then moved up on a wild pitch, one away. Brownlee 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Brownlee taking all the way after the 4-pitch walk to Newton ahead of him.
Time called by Cleveland at the plate. Wasn't quite ready as quickly as Sloan was. Sloan takes a peek back at Candell at second. Here's the offering to Brownlee. Ripped, left side, takes a hop in front of Anicio, second for one, on to first, double play, and Zach Sloan gets out of it. Motions to the crowd a little bit, and he's going to hear it from the rowdy section as he walks off towards the Maple Leafs dugout. We're through 6 complete here at Labatt Park. Majors lead 6-2. You're watching the IBL Finals on MajorsTV.
Do you know where your food comes from? Like where it really comes from? It comes from farms, farmers, and their families. At Healthy Eats, we believe if we wouldn't serve it to our families, we wouldn't serve it to yours. From farm to folks, we do things the way they're meant to be.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts. Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home. Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and athletes. Whether it's the London Knights, Nationals, or Lightning, or even your London Majors, Game Day London has you covered. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com. Game Day London, a proud sponsor of your London Majors.
Welcome back for the 7th inning between the London Majors and the Toronto Maple Leafs here at Labatt Park. Zach Sloan turned a double play ball to escape trouble in the bottom of the 6th. Majors lead 6-2 though, and Owen Boone back out there.
Yeah, Owen Boone back out to the mound here, still holding on to a lead in this ball game. But, Dylan, we've talked about it a few times throughout this contest. The Majors put up 6 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning, and it's not like they haven't had chances to score anymore throughout the contest. Runners in scoring position, all over the Leafs pitching, getting chances, and then the Leafs get out of it. All credit to Castro and then Zach Sloan most recently in the bottom half of the 6th. Keeping this game within reach for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have put up 2 runs so far, chipping away at the deficit as we go to the 7th.
Owen Boone will have to deal with 6, 7, and 8 for Toronto. Connor Lewis, Dan Mara, Damon Toppoli due up for the Leafs against the Majors right-hander, who was working into his 7th inning at 102 pitches. Boone looks in for the sign. Into the wind-up, here he comes. Squaring around to bunt is Lewis. That one misses for ball 1.
He's got a run across there last time around. It started off with a bunt.
Looking in is Boone. Here comes the 1-0. Squaring around again is Lewis. This time it's a called strike. It's 1-1.
Lewis just squaring around, trying to see what the infield does. If he was going to bunt and actually thought about putting one down, that was probably the pitch to do so. Doesn't mean that it won't happen here, but that was probably the best pitch to do what he's going to get.
The pitch is flared into shallow right field. Going to be a tough play. Newton on the run. Can't get there. It'll drop into right, and Joseph will pick it up, throw it in. So it's a leadoff base hit for Connor Lewis.
He doesn't need to bunt his way on. He puts that one over top of the head of Newton, over top of the head of Perry, into shallow right for a leadoff single here. Off Owen Boone to begin the 7th.
Dan Mara will step into the batter's box. Mara is 2 for 2, hit a hard single into right field in his first trip and then bunted down to third to reach base last time he came up. He's got a runner over at first base this time. We'll see if the bunt is on again. Boone sets. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Keeps pounding the zone here. You got to keep in mind the pitch count for Owen Boone well up over 100 now. Still some light action down in the Majors bullpen if this inning gets any more out of hand for Boone in the Majors.
Here's the pitch. On the move is the runner from first, Lewis. The throw from Mullen is on the money, and he's done it again. Robert Mullen has thrown out 3 base runners in this contest in 3 consecutive innings. And there's one away.
What an arm from Robert Mullen. Throwing out the base runner. And as you mentioned, the 3rd time in the ball game. None of them, Dylan, have really been overly close at second base as well.
He threw out Dan Mara in the 5th inning for the 3rd out. Threw Jose Vinicio out at second base for the 1st out in the 6th. And then throws out Connor Lewis at second for the 1st out of the 7th inning. 0-2 count here on Dan Mara. The pitch on its way. Called strike 3. 2 gone in the top of the 7th.
Talk about changing the course of an inning. That starts with Robert Mullen gunning down the runner, and then Owen Boone, who now gets to work from the line. Called 3rd strike. Here's a look down at the throw, and the tag applied in plenty of time by Keith Candell. That was the 1st out, the strikeout for out number 2, and just like that for the Majors, 2 gone.
First pitch to Damon Topley is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1.
Topley 0 for 2 tonight. Now going to have to try and get something started here for the Leafs with 2 gone in the inning.
1-0 on the ground, back up the middle. Candell fields it to the left of second. Throw to first is low, and it gets out of the glove of Perrier. An error will be charged to Dan Perrier on that throw from Keith Candell, and that'll allow Damon Topley to reach.
Perrier there just booting the ball on the throw from Candell, which, at least from our vantage point up here, Dylan, didn't look like the throw was actually that low. You got to keep in mind, Perrier, 6'9". He's got quite the stretch over at first base. Took that ball almost kind of like with 2 hands into his body, close to the bag. Had he stretched for that, would have got it before it even bounced.
So Greg Carrington now gets a chance to hit with Topley standing over at first base. Here's the pitch inside for ball 1 as pitch number 111 is thrown by Boone.
Tough for Owen Boone on the mound because that just makes you throw extra pitches here. And if you're the Majors, you got to start looking to the bullpen shortly.
1-0 in the air. Left center field. It'll be Reichstein who makes the grab to retire the side. So Owen Boone is through 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. And the Majors lead at 6-2 as we head to stretch time at Labatt Park.
Seventh inning stretch at the ballpark here in London. Majors leading by a score of 6-2. Nice looking shot at the moon here at Labatt Park tonight.
We know how much our folks at home love the shots of the moon, so we figured we'd give you one here in the seventh inning stretch as people dance and have a great time singing along at the seventh inning stretch at Labatt Park with their Majors up by a score of 6-2.
Yes, jackets on. It is starting to feel like fall weather out here.
Don't
certainly.
remind me, Noah. It's getting chilly.
You can borrow my sweater if you want. I'll be
I
a nice
just mean
guy.
in general. I don't want it to be fall yet. I'm still thinking about the summer.
Looks like we're ready to go here. The stretch complete at the ballpark, and we get set for the bottom half of inning number 7.
Zach Sloan still out there for the Maple Leafs, and as he was coming out, he was greeted with a shower of boos from this Majors crowd that were unhappy about the gestures he made towards them after his last inning, and nothing obscene or anything. He was just celebrating and getting in their faces as Robert Mullen will dig into the batter's box.
And we mentioned the crowd tonight, although filled in fairly nicely. Certainly a vocal one, and Zach Sloan walked 2 batters his last inning on 4 pitches. This Majors crowd gave it to him a little bit. He rolled the double play ball and walked off the field with his arms in the air, pointed at the fans in question.
First pitch to Robert Mullen will miss, and you can bet that the crowd will get on him a little bit for that one. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Healthy cut there from Robert Mullen. Just 1 for 3 so far tonight. Trying to get things started for London here in the 7th.
1-1 home to Mullen in the dirt, 2-1. Couple that have bounced in for Zach Sloan. We saw that in the last inning as well. Pitch is just missing low. 2 balls, 1 strike into the windup. Here's the offering to Robert Mullen. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Mullen out in front of that one. I think he was expecting a different pitch because the curveball got him swinging. The count moves to 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Zach Sloan goes into the windup. Here's the offering. Fouled off by Mullen, and the count will remain at 2-2.
Majors had Fernando Fernandez warming up down in their bullpen last time around. Dylan, I didn't catch any handshakes for Owen Boone on the way off the field.
I didn't really see either, whether there were handshakes for Boone. Fernandez, as you mentioned, continuing to get loose in that Majors bullpen.
Mullen taking his time at the plate to get back into the batter's box for this 2-2 pitch.
Into the windup goes Sloan. Here's the offering. Fouled off in the air. Potentially a play for Mara, and he just can't get over there. That would have taken some kind of play for Justin Mara to make that grab, but it'll be a foul ball.
That's a play that you could easily have just given up on inside of the dirt there for Mara. Gave it a run down and actually got within probably about 4 feet of being able to make that catch. Another 2-2 coming.
The pitch to Mullen on its way in the air, foul territory. Castaldo gives it a look. That one's well out of play. And so the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sloan into the windup. Here's the 2-2 home. Mullen fights another one off.
Yeah, continues to battle at the plate. Looking to see if he can get a pitch he likes a little bit more. By the looks of it so far from what we've seen from Sloan and Mullen in this at-bat, he's going to have to wait back a little bit on something.
8-pitch AB so far for Robert Mullen. That one misses low, and the count moves to full.
Anyway, on to begin the inning, though, would be welcome for the Majors here. Working through the heart of the order.
Full count offering on its way. The pitch to Mullen in the dirt, ball 4. So Robert Mullen is able to work a 10-pitch base on balls to start the bottom of the 7th inning as Byron Reichstein comes to the plate.
So once again, the Majors have The leadoff man on to begin the inning. Robert Mullen on the walk this time. As once again, some light throwing down in the Leaf pen.
Reichstein into the batter's box with Mullen standing over at first base. First pitch from Sloan in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Sloan looks in for the sign. Comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there, strike two. Leafs lefty quickly ahead of the Majors left fielder. No balls, 2 strikes, the count. Here's the offering. Reichstein drills it into center field, moving back on it. Connor Lewis, and it's over his head all the way to the wall. Mullen around second. He'll dig for third. He's getting the wave from Casey David Pullum. He's on his way home. There will be no throw, and Byron Reichstein has an RBI double to extend the Majors lead to 7-2.
Yeah, Dylan, I know there's a lot of room out there in center field, but that's the second time that Lewis has been burned by a ball over his head that has scored runs for the Majors. This time, not nearly as far as the time prior, off the bat of Byron Reichstein, and it allows Robert Mullen to score all the way from first base. And the Majors get a run back. It's 7-2.
So Byron Reichstein drives a runner home, now in scoring position for Starling Joseph. Major's going to be looking to add on. Starling steps in for the third time tonight. Excuse me, the fourth. He was hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. First offering is in there for a strike. Starling had no intention of swinging at the first pitch.
He's trying to get a look at Sloan here. This is his first at-bat against the Leafs lefty.
Quickly, here's the 0-1. That'll miss for ball one.
Bottom of the zone there, just missing low for Sloan. Majors had the leadoff man on, 5th, 6th, and now the 7th inning. This was the first inning of the 3 that they were able to bring him home.
The offering on its way. Joseph will buckle at the breaking ball, but not chase. It's 2-1. Joseph readjusts the batting gloves. Gets into the batter's box, looks out as Sloan comes set on the rubber. Reichstein at second. Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run. And the Majors extend the lead. It's 9-2.
That's what Starling Joseph can do with the bat. They left a big hole out there in right center, but he doesn't need it. He puts it over top of the wall. A big 2-run shot. Now the Majors have pushed 3 across here in the inning. And how about that?
I like the hat for Starling Joseph. I saw Cleveland Brownlee last week with that hat walking back to his car, and I said, Cleve, what you got there? He says, this is our new home run hat. I think this is our first Majors TV look at the home run hat, and it looks great on Starling.
Tagamatsu out to the mound to chat things over now with Sloan, and he's going to pull the hook on him here.
So Zach Sloan's outing is done as the crowd cheers on the Majors. They lead 9-2. We'll head to break here in the bottom of the 7th.
My name's Tiffany Creasy, and I take care of the sales and marketing at Rickard Promotions and Recognition. Some of the things that we do at Rickard Promotions and Recognition is we bring your brand to life. We kind of put your logo on anything that you can give away or brand, and we can service clients right across Canada. At Rickard Promotions Recognition, we can take care of your designing of your logo for any artwork that you need done for the branding. And a lot of people don't realize we can do that here. We also have our in-house production that we take care of your order from start to finish right here at our one location. So with keeping everything in-house from graphic design to in-house production, we're able to get you your order a lot quicker with faster turnaround time. We'll help gather your ideas together, give you some options to kind of narrow down the search for you, whether it be from your apparel to promotional products. And from there, we'll get your mock-ups done, proofs done, order done, and the quality control is right there all along the way for you.
So tell me where it hides. I know I got some lightning currents running through me. I found that silver lining on the inside of me. Yeah.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at Labatt Park, and after starting Joseph's 2-run home run, the Majors lead 9-2. And a new arm out there on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs is Chris Nagorski.
Yeah, Nagorski going to come in here. The home run by Joseph was enough for Takamatsu to come out and pull the hook on the lefty, who rolled a double play ball to get out of the last inning, but had no luck here at the bottom of the 7th. 3 batters, 3 runs come across the score, a 9-2 lead, and now Nagorski will come in. Has pitched a fair amount so far here in the 2022 playoffs. ERA elevated a little bit at 7.20 in 5 innings pitched.
First pitch to Austin Wilkie will miss inside from Nagorski. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground, in the hole, going to be a tough play. Goes under Salazzo. Vinicio scoops it up. A throw to first is going to pull Castaldo off the bag, so Austin Wilkie will reach.
Perfectly placed hit over to the left side of the infield. Salazzo, Vinicio, they both range over to meet in the middle. Salazzo picking that up was going to be the only play they had at getting Wilkie at first base. It goes off his glove. Vinicio doesn't have enough time, even if he picked it up super clean, to get the out at first, and the Majors have a runner on. First batter against Nagorski. And now I believe we're going to see a pinch hitter into the ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be Gibson Kraminski, I believe, coming into the batter's box for the Majors after Wilkie reached on a single.
So Kraminski comes into the ball game here. The versatile switch hitter will take some swings off the bench here.
Not seen a ton of action in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, just 4 at-bats so far in the playoffs for Kraminski.
First pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Taking a peek back at first is Nagorski. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wilkie takes his lead. The offering, Wilkie is on the run. That's going to miss low.
What a jump by Wilkie. In without a throw. Stole that one partially on Nagorski and partially on Mara.
Looked like Mara didn't get a clean handle on that baseball as it came in. Kraminski pinch hitting for Dan Perrier, in case we failed to mention that. 2-0 is the count on the switch hitter. Nagorski ready. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3.
3-0, 3 straight outside to Kraminski here. Kraminski bat .260 in the regular season for the Majors. We mentioned not a whole lot of action in the playoffs, but off the bench here to try and find any way on.
Here's the 3-0 home. Outside corner, strike 1.
Wilkie at second there. Still nobody out here in this inning.
Nagorski takes a peek. 3-1 on its way. Kraminski fouls that one off count, runs full now at 3-2.
Great job by Nagorski. You fall behind 3-0 early. Best thing you can do is just attack the zone. Go right at Kraminski. He does. Gets a strike called. Fouls off the second pitch. And now you're back to 3-2.
Full count offering. Pitch from Nagorski on its way. Kraminski hits that one hard but foul. And the count remains full at 3-2.
Another big 3-2 pitch coming here for Nagorski. Leafs bullpen has gone quiet as of right now.
Full count pitch, ball 4 to Gibson Kraminski. He works himself a walk, and there are 2 on with nobody out for the Majors.
Yeah, in business here, 3 runs across and then 2 runners on now. Nobody's still out in this inning. And as I mentioned, with the bullpen kind of quiet here, Dylan, for the Leafs. Nagorski, at least it appears right now, unless things get even more out of hand, is going to be probably trying tasked to finish off this ball game for Toronto, save some arms. Best of 7 series. Game 2 goes in a couple of nights. Then Game 3 back here on Friday.
First pitch to Candell, lays down a bunt, and it is foul. 0-1.
Good idea by Keith there, trying to lay one down here. With the score where it's at, Leafs weren't expecting Candell to lay one down. Count, though, moves to 0-1. And now Jose Vinicio will come in and chat things over with Nagorski.
So Kraminski stands at first. Austin Wilkie stands over at second. Mara now going to come into the chat with Vinicio and Nagorski as well, as Dan Mara will jog in. We'll see what the conversation brings about here.
Fans cheering along here. The Jeopardy theme song. And the meeting on the mound over with Nagorski and the Leafs here. Count still 0-1 on Keith Candell.
Still nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning as well. First and second. Majors up 9-2. Candell squares. Castaldo charge. Candell lines it into left field. It's going to be caught by Carrington for the first out.
Carrington hardly had to move out there and left. That one hit hard by Candell, but on a line right to the left fielder. And Leafs have their first out here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
So Jacob Newton will dig into the batter's box now. He's 1 for 4 on the day. Newton has grounded out, singled, lined out, and flown out. He's done just about everything you can do in the ball game in terms of where you hit the baseball, on the ground, in the air, on the line, and in the air as a fly ball. Majors lead 9-2, put up 6 in the second, have put up 3 so far in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runners still on base for Newton. Here's the first offering on its way. Breaking ball, Newton rips it just out of the reach of Dan Mara. That is into right field. Getting into second base, just barely as Kraminski, as the ball kicks out of the glove of Jose Vinicio. And getting to third is Austin Wilkie. So the bases are loaded now for Taylor Wright.
Kraminski did all he could there. He got probably no more than 10 feet off the first base bag. Had to hold, even had to turn back a little bit. That ball looked like it might have been caught by Mara. And then had to sprint into second base to avoid getting thrown out on the force. One gone, bases loaded. Taylor Wright comes to the plate.
Chance for Taylor Wright to add on to this Majors lead with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nagorski looks in on the mound. No action in the Maple Leafs bullpen. This is Nagorski's inning. First pitch to Wright. Doesn't hit it very hard. On the ground towards Dan Mara at second. Quickly shovels it over to Castaldo for the second out, but a run will come in to score on the ground out for Taylor Wright.
A run comes in to score, the Majors' 10th run of the ball game, 4th of the inning. And Cleveland Brownlee strolls to the plate here.
Crowd giving Cleveland a warm reception as he digs into the batter's box. Kraminski stands at third, Newton at second. Nagorski set. Here's the pitch. Brownlee takes low for ball 1.
Brownlee geared up and ready. He wasn't going to wait around on that first pitch if it was there. Had to hold up on the pitch that missed low in the zone.
1 ball, no strikes from Nagorski to Brownlee. Pitch is inside, gets away from Mara. Coming home, Kraminski, and he will score. So the Majors extend the lead. It's 11-2.
Ball to the plate, just got away from Mara, bounced off the tip of the glove into the backstop. Majors add another run here in the inning. Another one stands 90 feet away with Brownlee at the plate and 2 gone.
So runner standing over at third base is Jacob Newton. After Kraminski scored on the wild pitch, swing and a miss by Cleveland Brownlee.
Heck of a swing there by Brownlee. Healthy cut at that 2-0 pitch. Just missed it. Count to 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Here's the offering from Nagorski, breaking ball. Brownlee smokes it towards the Majors bench and kind of hooked it a little bit. Right into the entrance, closest to the plate.
Well in front of that curveball on 2-1 to Brownlee.
Brownlee ready in the box. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A breaking ball that Brownlee goes after low and outside of the strike zone. The Majors tack on 5 more in the bottom of the 7th inning. They lead this ball game 11-2 as we head to the 8th. Noah Smith back on the call. You're watching the Intercounty Baseball League Finals on MajorsTV.
Capturing emotion in every shot.
MajorsTV coverage of the IBL Finals. Game 1 here from London, the Forest City, an 11-2. London Majors lead here as we go to the 8th inning, and Dylan, the Majors have gone to the bullpen. Owen Boone's night is done, especially after the Majors had a long at-bat in the bottom of the 7th. They're going to turn things over to the bullpen.
Yeah, Fernando Fernandez will come into the ball game for the London Majors. The native of Mercier, Quebec, has pitched in 2 games in the playoffs. Neither of them have been starts. He's 1-0 with a 1.03 earned run average, 6 strikeouts in 8.2 innings of work. He has been very good so far in the IBL postseason. In the regular season, he pitched in 12 games. 2 of them were starts. Went 2-1 with a 3.91 earned run average in 23 innings pitched. Fernandez has been a great arm for the Majors and Roop Chanderdat. So he will look to close this one out more than likely here in this contest.
Dylan, at the start of this season for the Majors, and as they work their way to probably about the halfway point of the season, there's kind of a big question mark in the bullpen. Who is the number 1 guy out? I think we've kind of found the 1 and 1B in Braden Farrington, Fernando Fernandez, the lefty arm, the righty arm. These 2 guys have really settled into their roles out of the bullpen for this team.
And neither guy is going to blow you away with their fastball. They're both creative pitchers, and they can both strike you out or get outs with the variety of options that they've got.
So Fernandez into the contest here out of the bullpen. The first pitch he throws is going to be swung on and missed for a strike. Count moves to 0-1 here.
Jose Vinicio at the plate for the Maple Leafs, batting right-handed for the first time in this one.
Yeah, lefty out of the pen turns him around. And he's going to crush that pitch well out to left field. This one is going to be run down in left field. Oh my goodness, what a catch to begin the inning.
That's a great play by Byron Reichstein out in left field. He had to run a long way to make the catch on that baseball. You mentioned it right off the bat. Vinicio hit that ball hard, and he hit it a long way, but Reichstein able to run that one down and make the catch for the first out of the 8th.
So Jordan Castaldo will come to the plate now here for the Leafs. Here's a look again at the swing by Vinicio on the pitch by Fernandez. Drives it out to left. And look at Reichstein track this one down. I lost it in the white tarp there, but he bangs up against the sign in left field. That's a big first out here in the 8th. Count 1-0 here on Castaldo. That one came back in, but apparently doesn't catch enough of the strike zone. 2-0.
It just missed inside, according to the home plate umpire. Robert Mullen thought maybe he would have had that call for his left-handed pitcher out there on the mound, but no dice. So 2-0, good hitters count here for Jordan Castaldo.
To the plate. Oh, excuse me, swing at that one. 2-1.
Great pitch right there from Fernando Fernandez. Catches the outside part of the plate against Castaldo. Got a check swing from him as well.
Lefty on the hill comes set. The count's at 2-1. To the plate. Fouled off by Castaldo. And the count evens up now 2-2.
Good job by Fernandez after falling behind 2-0 in the count. Working his way back into it a little bit here. Count at 2-2 now.
Two balls, two strikes. Castaldo awaits the next pitch here from Fernandez. Brown trying to cheer on the lefty. Pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. Castaldo down on strikes, and there's 2 gone.
Good pitch right there from Fernando Fernandez, generating the swing and miss from Jordan Castaldo. Looked to be a fastball up, and in that lefty-lefty matchup, it makes it so difficult to hit, so it winds up being out number 2.
So Justin Mara now with 2 gone in the inning. Try to get something started here for the Leafs. Called strike on the outside edge. Oh, 1 here. Fernandez ready. And just off the outside edge. Pretty good pitch there by Fernandez, but the count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, that one just off the outside corner according to the home plate umpire, and the count moves to a ball and a strike now on the Maple Leafs catcher, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game.
1-1 look. Outside edge, called a strike, and now it's 1-2 on Mara. Fernandez looking to end the top of the 8th here. 1-2, fouled off and out of play.
Good pitch right there from Fernando Fernandez. Justin Mara just barely able to get a piece of that, and we'll see what Fernando is able to do here now on 1-2. We'll see what he likes to come with. Maybe a breaking ball, see if he can freeze him.
To the plate, swing and a miss. Fernandez with a strikeout of Mara to end the top of the 8th inning, and a good inning at that for Fernando Fernandez.
Yeah, things started off a little bit shaky for Fernando when Jose Vinicio crushed a baseball out to left field, but Byron Reichstein did a great job of tracking that ball down and making the play for a big first out, and after that, Fernandez fell behind Castaldo 2-0, but settled right in, was able to work his way back in that count, gets the strikeout, and then winds up striking out Justin Mara, as well to end the inning.
So we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Majors leading by a score of 11-2. Majors have just scored in 2 innings so far, but big innings they have been. 6 runs in the bottom of the second. They added on 5 in the bottom half of inning number 7.
That was a big inning for the Majors. They continued to add on offensively, and they've provided themselves enough insurance runs to feel comfortable using pretty much anybody, I think, out of that bullpen. But I think Roop Chandidat, just to be safe, is going to elect to try to let Fernandez finish this one off, taking a few steps towards the bullpen right now, but hasn't motioned to anybody. I think this is Fernandez's 9th inning, assuming he's able to run with it. And the Majors are going to look to maybe even add on further here in this frame.
Well, Dylan, especially if he can stay efficient in this ball game, 2 innings isn't going to be the worst thing in the world for the Majors. Like I mentioned, night off tomorrow night, Thursday down to Christie Pitts, Friday back here at Labatt Park. You got to imagine Jose Arias probably going to get the start Thursday night in Toronto, and the Majors are going to bank that they're going to get probably at least 5-6 innings out of Jose. He's done it all season long. So you got a little bit of a chance there to maybe just use one bullpen arm. Probably Farrington's your first guy out of the pen. This is obviously speculating way into the future in Game 2, but no harm in throwing Fernandez for a couple innings here tonight.
Absolutely not, but the one thing you'd have to think about on Thursday is the fact that Game 3 is the next day back at Labatt Park on the Friday. So then there may be some more implications in who you throw out of the bullpen. But today, if Fernandez just going the 2 innings, and assuming all goes well for Fernando in that frame, in that span, he should be rested and might even be ready to go on Thursday. If not, he'll be ready for Friday, you'd assume.
11-2 ball game here, bottom half of the 8th inning. Robert Mullen will step to the plate to lead things off here for the Majors. 1 for 3 in the ball game today. First pitch from Adam Mara is going to miss outside the strike zone, 1-0.
Adam Mara this season on the mound, 20 games, 29 2/3.
2 straight will miss to begin the at-bat here to Mullen.
6.67 earned run average, 16 strikeouts, 10 walks.
Now he comes to the plate, catches the bottom of the zone. Mara now has the count at 2-1 here on the Majors catcher. Leafs lefty ready, grabs his sign, delivers to the plate. Mullen popped up on the infield. Dan Mara back, a couple of steps onto the grass, and makes the catch for a fairly quick and efficient out number 1 to begin the bottom of the 8th.
A quick pop out there for Adam Mara out on the mound, and one of my favorite times of every ball game we see Adam Mara in is when we've got the 3 Mara brothers on the diamond at the same time. Justin behind the plate, Adam on the mound, and Dan out over at second base. Such a talented family of baseball players, and they're all out there once again here tonight in London.
So Byron Reichstein now will step to the plate. 1 gone after the pop up to second. Healthy cut, fouls that one back and to the screen. Count 0-1 on the Majors left fielder, who a big defensive play last half inning. Curveball just missed from wrapping around the plate there, 1-1.
Crowd is extending the Hey Baby song from between innings.
Said it a few times already throughout the broadcast, Dylan. Not a large crowd here for Game 1 on a Tuesday night. But as we've seen throughout the course of the playoffs, a vocal crowd, more vocal than we've seen all season long. Reichstein popped up into center field. Lewis to his right, and the catch will be made out number 2.
Pretty routine play out there in center field for Connor Lewis, taking a couple of steps and making the grab for a big second out. So Adam Mara's done a good job getting 2 air outs so far in the 2 batters he's had to face.
Starling Joseph will stroll to the plate now. Probably one of the bigger swings in the ball game, if not the biggest for the Majors. 2-run shot to right center field. Really put the exclamation point on the ball game so far. Pitch will miss upstairs to begin the at-bat to him, 1-0.
And he hit that baseball very, very hard on a line to right center. And for a moment, I wasn't sure if it got over the fence, but it did.
Healthy cut from the right fielder there. Count moves to 1-1. One, right back up the middle. Joseph, another hit in the ball game. He's aboard.
Good rip right there by Starling Joseph. Going right back up the middle, a little off the end of the bat. Wasn't hit overly hard, but right back up the gut, and he's aboard.
So Austin Wilkie comes to the plate now here. Two gone in the inning. Joseph aboard after the single. And that one's going to be fouled off down the left field line past third base, 0-1.
Austin Wilkie 1 for 4 in the ball game so far. A couple of strikeouts, a line out, and a single.
Mara ready, and it's ripped right back up the middle. Joseph is going to look, but he'll hold at second. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs here for the Majors.
Good rip right there by Austin Wilkie. Inside out of that baseball, right back up the middle. And all of a sudden, with 2 away after 2 quick outs for Adam Mara, 2 Majors get aboard.
And with that, 2 gone in the inning, 2 aboard after 2 singles. Drew Lawrence is going to pinch hit.
So Drew Lawrence comes in to pinch hit for Gibson Kraminski, who came in to pinch hit for Dan Perrier as the pinch hitting cycle continues. Everybody's getting a chance here.
First pitch to Lawrence, inside, called a strike. He thought that was a little bit too in. 0-1 though. Caught the inside edge. And fouled off by Lawrence back into the screen. Quickly 0-2 here on the Majors pinch hitter. Lawrence out to right center. Going to be a tough play. It's into the gap, and it's going to drop. Lawrence will stroll into second base. In to score is Starling Joseph. Austin Wilkie up to third. A 12-2 ball game.
Drew Lawrence hit that baseball very high, not overly deep out to right center, but Connor Lewis was shaded more towards left center, and Marcus Knacht was shaded more towards the right field line, which left a big gap in right center field, and Connor Lewis, despite his best efforts, could not track that baseball down.
Yeah, that ball just fell out into a big hole out in right center. I actually thought Marcus Knacht might have had the better shot at it, but they couldn't run it down in the gap. A run comes in to score with 2 out. 3 straight 2-out hits for the Majors. First pitch called a strike here on Keith Candell. Now 1-1. 1-1, fouled off by Keith at the plate. And now the count moves to 1-2.
Good pitch right there from Adam Mara. Had some serious drop on that baseball, and Keith just able to spoil it, fight it off.
Hit on the ground hard. Third base. The throw across the diamond is going to be in time to get Candell and retire the Majors here in the bottom half of inning number 8. One more run comes across here for London. It's a 12-2 Majors lead through 8 complete innings here at the ballpark. Fernando Fernandez back out to the hill to try and close out Game 1 here in the IBL Finals on MajorsTV.
Do you know where your food comes from? Like where it really comes from? It comes from farms, farmers, and their families. At Healthy Eats, we believe if we wouldn't serve it to our families, we wouldn't serve it to yours. From farm to folks, we do things the way they're meant to be.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah. I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts. Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home. Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and athletes. Whether it's the London Knights, Nationals, or Lightning, or even your London Majors, Game Day London has you covered. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com. Game Day London, a proud sponsor of your London Majors. MajorsTV is back here from Labatt Memorial Park. We go to the 9th here in London. Fernando Fernandez will look to close out a 12-2 Majors lead here against the Toronto Maple Leafs and take the, Dylan, always important, Game 1 of this best-of-7 series.
Game 1 is huge, especially in the best of 7. You want to assert yourself. Early on, and the Majors have done just that. The offense got on Angel Castro in the second inning with 6 runs, and then later on they added 6 more, 5 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. So the Majors have positioned themselves very well in this ball game, and they want to wrap this one up and take a series lead.
Fans still singing along to Country Roads here, and they'll get an applause from the rest of the fans. We told you, the fans here, they are making some noise tonight.
It's awesome.
Fernandez ready, though. He'll get set to begin the 9th. First pitch right there. Going to miss, though. 1-0.
Looked like a pretty good pitch from Fernando Fernandez that just did miss the strike zone according to the home plate umpire. So he'll have to work from behind in the count.
Marcus Connect will lead things off here for the Leafs. First pitch popped up, sky high, shallow center field. Wilkie Newton going to converge, and it's caught. Jacob Newton taking control out in shallow center field.
That is Phil Whalen out there in center now, taking over for Austin Wilkie with Drew Lawrence coming into the ball game in the Dan Perrier spot. So
Lawrence is out in left. Reichstein has moved over to first.
Byron Reichstein is the new first baseman. Drew Lawrence takes over in left field, and Phil Whalen takes over for Austin Wilkie in center field.
One gone, though, nonetheless, after the pop-up to shallow center. Pitch by Fernandez is there for a strike to start the at-bat here. Salazzo behind 0-1. Oh, 2.
Good pitch right there from Fernando Fernandez, finding the outside corner on the Toronto third baseman.
Fernandez ready, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Salazzo down on strikes. There's 2 gone.
Fernando Fernandez now has 2 strikeouts in as many innings for the Majors. 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 up to this point for the Majors' left-handed arm, and he's been terrific since coming out of the bullpen. Now the Majors are 1 out away from taking an all-important first game of the finals.
Two gone here as Lewis will come to the plate. Fernandez, the first offering. And just missing outside of the zone, bottom corner.
Missed, and my question was going to be whether Connor Lewis checked his swing or not on that one. The home plate umpire says he did. No swing on that pitch.
Swing and a miss by Lewis. Count moves to 1-1 here for Fernando Fernandez. 2 gone here in the top of the 9th inning. Looking for the final out here in game 1. 1-1 delivery. This one sliced into the seats. Fans ducking out of the way on that one as the count moves to 1-2.
Hit pretty hard directly into the crowd. Fernando Fernandez now ahead of Connor Lewis, a ball and 2 strikes. Looking to wrap this one up.
Fernando Fernandez, 1-2 count to the plate and called strike 3. The ball game is over. London takes the always important Game 1 here in the IBL Finals on home turf. 12-2, the final score over the Maple Leafs.
It's a big first win for the London Majors in this IBL Finals series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. A terrific pitching performance from Owen Boone out there on the mound for London. Fernando Fernandez coming out of the bullpen, striking out 4 over 2 innings of work. Another awesome performance, and the offense was on in the second inning. Cooled off for a little bit, and then came right back in the 7th and 8th.
Majors 12 runs on 13 hits, a couple of errors for London in the ball game. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 1 lone error for the Leafs. But the Majors, they go to a 12-2 win here in Game 1 as we welcome you up to the Game Day London broadcast booth. Post-game report here from London after the Majors. Dylan, we talked about how big coming into this ball game, Game 1 always is. Start the series out on the right foot, and if you were to ask Rup Chandler at this Majors club, that's probably the best way you could start a series.
Absolutely it is. You get a great outing from your starting pitcher, and your offense is rolling all throughout the ball games. The Majors pick this one up by a score of 12-2 and head to Toronto with a series lead.
Exactly the way they wanted to head to Christie Pitts for Game 2 in this series. A 1-0 lead for the London Majors here in the IBL Finals. That does it for our broadcast here from London tonight. We thank you for watching along with us. Dylan, we told the fans that we wanted to try and reach that 1,000 subscriber mark tonight, and we did. We reached that 1,000 subscriber mark tonight here in London. Make sure you give us a follow, though. Subscribe to the London Majors YouTube channel, and you can get to see some stuff like this. Ready? Boom! 1,000 subscribers, all thanks to the fans at home, Dylan. That does it for our coverage tonight from Labatt Memorial Park. Thank you for tuning in with us here on Majors TV as the London Majors victorious 12-2 over the Toronto Maple Leafs here in Game 1. Game 2 goes Thursday, Christie Pitts in Toronto, and then we're back here for Majors TV coverage on Friday night for Game 3 of the IBL Finals on Majors TV.